Man, technical difficulties. Man, was trying to create the title, and that bad boy wouldn't push through, man. It was crazy. You know what I mean? I had the provocative title and stuff like that, but it wasn't provocative in that manner or whatever like that. It was, I don't know. I can kind of recreate it or replicate it verbally. It was like UGA greater than Clemson. No, it said UGA greater than Bama, which is greater than Clemson, right? Something to that effect like that. YouTube didn't like that bad boy, so I don't know what to tell you. It's crazy, man. I tried like 5 times. I was like, dang, what's going on? So I just had to create another stream. But all right, man. Sorry I didn't give people proper warning on this one right here. I hope people show up for this particular one right here. So we'll see what's going on. So the opening monologue today, man, I want to kind of talk about double standards coming out of analysis, fan analysis, if you get it, right? A lot of fan analysis, even in the media. People have their preconceived notions about stuff. And then when a game happens, all of a sudden, so-and-so's overrated or so-and-so's underrated and whatever like that, when the reality of it is we didn't have a strong sample size from either team to really know what's going on, right? So I think about the Georgia game versus Notre Dame, right? Very good game between, I told you it was going to be a much better game than expected. Notre Dame was being completely disrespected for the type of talent that it has and the type of ball that it plays, right? You really want to be able to compete with these high-level teams. Sometimes you got to be able to limit those possessions, and Georgia limited its own possessions with turnovers and stuff like that as well. So was able to keep it close and everything like that. So the fact that most of these people thought that Georgia was going to take off on Notre Dame, that shaped the narrative right there. When the actuality is that was never going to happen. That wasn't going to be the case. And beating Notre Dame and being able to show progress in different ways. Because remember, before the season started, everybody was like, Georgia has no receivers. Lost his top 3 receivers to the NFL draft. Then lost the guy that was going to be the next guy on the team to some off-field issues, and he got booted off the team, right? So being able to work that in, right? So Georgia's in the infancy stages of working that in. Had a couple of key injuries, right? 2 key injuries. The top 2 cornerbacks, the top 2 starting cornerbacks, whatever, didn't play, but the entire game, 99% of the game, right? So that in itself or whatever like that, you have to come out. If you didn't have that type of preconceived notion in your mind, you would have come out that game like, man, that was a really good game between 2 really good teams. And these teams are going to be a little bit more battle tested than some of these other teams, right? But what about that compared to Clemson against Texas A&M? Clemson scored 24 points, I believe it was against Texas A&M. It held them to 10 points. But if we see right now, Texas A&M is not good. So people had in their mind that Texas A&M was the next team of the West. It could be that, but it's not this year, right? Texas A&M is bad. Auburn got off in that ass, right? And pause. And then we see that right there. But if you look at that particular game and what A&M was able to do to Clemson, you would be like, man, that looks a little different to me, right? That looks a little bit different. That looks like that was at home too, so they didn't take off on A&M or didn't do nothing like that. But nobody's saying nothing about that. Swinging along to Alabama with South Carolina. Bama has not played a ranked team yet. South Carolina is trash dookie, right? Trash dookie. South Carolina done lost again, and it lost worse, in my opinion. South Carolina put up a lot of points, a lot of stats on Alabama, right? It went for over 400 and something yards of offense on Alabama's defense, right? Nobody's saying nothing about that. Bama's putting up crazy, incredible stuff, but against nobody, right? So how do we shape these narratives to where we're doing ourselves we're being beneficial to ourselves to be able to understand the analysis and understand the sport and to where these teams are ultimately going, right? Or where they could go. It's just a quarter of the season done right now. We're going to the next phase. Where do we draw the line at, right? Where does it become just too much about fandom and people aren't really, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people be coming to me like, man, Murph, but that's what's so fun about it, man. Just being a fan, right? I'm like, damn, that's your idea of fun? I was like, ain't my idea of fun. My idea of fun, you know what I mean? I had 2 birds, like I was Jack Triple one time. I mean, that was my idea of fun. That's your idea of fun, is freaking talking about some goofy because you're a fan of a team. You want to act goofy and not draw it down the line. So I saw that a lot on the site. And then you had other teams popping in like the Florida Gators. They're like, oh man, Georgia barely squeaked by Notre Dame. I'm thinking to myself, what in the hell? I'm like, these Florida people. Can I say that? I can't say that. These Florida people not bright. Come on, man. They stuck by Florida, squeaked by Miami to start the season, and then squeaked by Kentucky just a week before. See, stuff like that be killing me, man. So I don't know, man. So we gotta get a better hold on that, right, boy? Especially on this particular channel right here. So hopefully, people will follow my lead right here, and we can have some really good football discussion and analysis, and from there. So, also, as always, super chat priority. If you ain't super chatting, don't be asking multiple questions. Don't be asking the same question multiple times, right? Because you're just being disrespectful at that point. All right, let's get to it. Can't wait to talk to my people. Where we at? My boy, Las Vegas in the house. What up? Reach for, oh boy. This reach for this dude. I don't know how this dude's still on the channel. I swear I blocked this dude. Anybody that comes and say, I told you I was coming, Georgia SU winner to go to the what? We're in the 4th game of the season. Come on, man. VTW. Murph, what up? Jay Waters, go Dogs. David White in the house. Kobe in the house. Joshua Burton. We here, Murph. David White, Michigan fan. Kobe's talking about some hook 'em. I don't know why Texas people even on this, be honest with you. Why are Texas fans on this channel? Fans some of the worst. I don't even do I never done anything Texas, did I? Justin Healy in the house. Justin Healy Marshall, my boy. He my boy, but he be going off that woody. Rincon Raider says, thanks for doing this. I ain't got no choice, bro. This is, I'm saying, I'm working, baby. I'm working. Nakia Copeland in the house. Notre Dame had more talent than I knew about. Not if you're at patreon.com/committed to the G, baby. I had 30 minutes worth of film study breakdown to tell you how talented those boys were before. Mark, say, bruh, I'm not an LSU fan. I'm an FSU all day. But LSU will be the SEC championships. Georgia will fold. They got the players, but the coaches can't get over the hump. And LSU's can. So that's what I'm saying. Stuff like that. Like, where's the, like, I understand having an opinion, but have something that's solid of substance. Or when has LSU shown that it can get over the hump? LSU's on a 30-game losing streak to Alabama itself. So what's the difference there? I'm confused by that. Where we at? Jeffrey Rogers, thank you for the super chat, my man. Get it popping off today. Justin Haley, lick our wounds, take advantage of. Lick your wounds? What the hell you talking about? Lick your wounds? You won. You beating. Oh my God! So I told you, Justin Healy. Sometimes that exotic orange juice gets the best of us, man. Edward Craven says, "Yo, what up, Murph? Go Clemson Tigers." Demetrius says, "How can I get that shirt?" 99.9% of people who have asked how they can get a shirt on the internet has not gotten a shirt. It's almost worth not even talking about. Although I've sold like hundreds and hundreds of shirts. Those are all people that already, for some odd reason, they just know and they go after it. So if you really want to know, murphbaldwin@gmail.com. Email me. We can go from there. But most of these people that be acting, they be window shopping. I'll be honest with you. Chris Sloan in the house. Sloan Cold Steve Austin. Reese, you know I'm an Auburn fan. I'm on the Patreon. Oh, that's you? Oh, Maurice, come on, man. Why Maurice be going out there? Well, that's Maurice. Come on, bro. You gotta use your real name. Rincon Raiders. Claypool had one possession where he torched McGee, but other than that, he had one catch for 8 yards in the first half. The number 2 receiver had 0 catches. That's good. That's a good idea. Joe Brummer says, kid size shirts? You ain't even bought an adult shirt yet. You asking somebody, you know somebody window shopping. Nobody don't take care of their kids before they take care of themselves. So come on, man. Ryan Mann says, Murph, do you think Georgia's offense will stop being conservative as the season goes on? That's what Georgia's offense is, man. What you talking about? They're going to take a few shots here and there, but that's not what they're built about. Do people not understand team infrastructure, right? Georgia is not Texas Tech. Georgia is not whatever you think it is. Georgia has won a ton of ball games by being itself, right? It feels like it's more talented than just about every team out there. It's going to take a few shots here and there. If you watch the game, there were plenty of shots called, right? And they got some of them. This is what do people watch the game? How many of the passes were dropped that were shot plays, right? Those are low percentage plays, shot plays over there. They didn't complete them, but they were thrown. There was a couple of them right now that would have been Sports Center highlights had the receiver came up with it. You don't got to take 80 shots down the field per game, especially if you're Georgia, because you have a big ass offensive line that's pretty good. You want to pound the rock, pause, right? You want to pound the rock, and you want to create explosive plays in the run game, right? So taking shots down the field sounds cool, but it's lower percentage. You know what is high percentage? Having backs like Brian Herring and Philly Flyer and these guys like that break off explosive run plays. So that's where they get a lot of their explosive plays from. It's designed to get explosive run plays. They pack people in the box. That way, when they break through the second level with the combination blocking that they do and everything like that, they're getting explosive runs. So anything over 15 yards to me is an explosive play. Everybody wants to go down the field because it looks good, but they do that too. But that's a lower percentage play, especially now when you don't have the receivers that you had last year. As far as the experience factor goes, you got to be yourself. But yeah, as the season goes on, I can see them taking more and more shots. But man, they just got to be themselves. They're not going to be something that you want. You know what I'm saying? Some of you dudes just need to read for other teams. Some of these teams take shots down the field all the time. You know what they do? They take all these shots down the field, and then they be taking shots at the bar come college football playoff time because they done lost like 4 or 5 games because they turning the ball over and stuff like that. So come on, man. Where we at? Man, this is what we're going to do from now on. I'm going to go ahead and get off that train. I don't care if the general gets any love from the media or something like that. It's just not going to happen. But real football head cats know that this dude is the real deal, and he's one of the very best out there. If you listen to the TV copy, which I rarely do, you can just hear my man gushing over him, talking about he's the best pre-snap quarterback and all this and that he's seen ever. He said ever. I think about all these guys that have been in college football, everybody that we know in the NFL and everything like that. This guy said ever, right? That's just one man's opinion, whatever like that. But Mel Kiper, the first guy, I was listening to his podcast after the draft. The first guy he brought up was Jake Fromm. He pulled a lot of the people that were in the a lot of the GMs and stuff like that. They all got their eyes on this guy. He's an instinct. A lot of guys aren't like Lamar Jackson. What is Jacoby Brissett at Indianapolis? He's a very good quarterback, right? I watched him play against the Falcons. He was dicing the Falcons up. Your man Jake Fromm can do that type of stuff like it ain't nobody's business. He can come in and run a pro-style offense, and he can run it before the snap. That's tough to do. A lot of people can't do that. That's why they're playing in these college offenses that resemble high school offenses, because they don't have the wherewithal to be able to operate within the confines of a pro system, right? So that's legit. So the media's not going to give this guy his due or whatever like that. The fans aren't or whatever, but real football heads know this guy is the truth, man. So I don't care about him taking shots down the field, to be honest with you, if that's what it is. That's the head says, I want a Brian, Harry, and Juke move shirt. Come on, man. Oh, man. This dude coming up in here, he just ain't got nothing to do. He says Mullen is going to outcoach. Dang, why you shouldn't time him out for that, though. That's his opinion, right? He's allowed to have his opinion. There are a ton of Florida fans on this. So we'll let this man say, don't come with it. Don't come with it without having some kind of substance. So when you come back from your timeout, let us know how you feel that Dan Mullen will outcoach Kirby Smart. My man said Cager was balling, bro. Stepped up big. Yeah, he stepped up pretty big, man. Some of these fools shouldn't be allowed to listen to your content. I agree. I be blocking them, but they still stay around. So I do my best to try to get real football heads up in here. I missed a super chat. Lester, Jeffrey, Rogers, thank you for the super chat. Jeffrey. All right, where we at? Fran's growth is amazing this year. He's saying Fran's growth is amazing this year. Fran was the fourth highest rated QB in the country last season. Like people, you know what I'm saying, sleep on that. The man's doesn't very rarely turn the ball over. When you're in that type of scheme, that's what they want, right? They want the AJ McCarron type, right? Let's understand the team, understand the scope of the team, understand what we're trying to do, limit turnovers, be able to complete a high percentage of passes, get the ball to the playmakers or whatever like that, and not hurt the team, right? You know, you can call a game manager or whatever. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Because when they need him to, the guy takes shots, and he has a super strong arm. Look at all those opposite hash throws that they had against Notre Dame, man. Nobody's talking about stuff like that. People think that vertical throws show arm strength. Nope. Sorry. Jermaine Jones, thank you for the super chat, Playboy. You got a question with it? Look how Fran dissected Bama. People don't want to talk about that. That man stroked Alabama, right? He was petting them like, I'm talking about opposite hash throws, back shoulder fades, vertical throws, rhythm and timing throws, everything you can. And they spread out, went 4 and 5 wide, 10, 11 personnel. It was nasty, but nobody want to talk about that. Shout outs to Mark with the super chat. Thank you, my dude. Y'all ain't got no questions with the super chats today? Levi Kell says best wide receiver core in the country. Who you got? I guess we're gonna have to do this every. I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna have a better attitude about it. I know everybody don't watch everything, but some of this stuff, you know what I mean, gets super repetitive. So I'm going to go with the best wide receiver core in the country. I'm going to go with. Man, it's tough, man. 1A, 1B, Clemson, Alabama. Then you have Florida right there. I like Florida's receiving core, and man, who am I missing? LSU 1C. I might boo LSU number 1. I like teams that have a variety of players, right? You got a big guy like Terrace Marshall. Then you got the fast guy like Henry Rugg type and Jamar Chase, right? You saw him like 250 yards. They ain't play nobody or whatever like that, but you get the point. Then you have that Jerry Jeudy type, right, with Justin Jefferson. And you can add in Stephon Sullivan and Thad Moss and all these guys, you know what I mean? Alabama's kind of lacking that tight end presence that it had before, right? So is Clemson. But Clemson with Amari Rodgers back, it's tough to me, man. 1A, 1B, 1C with those 3 teams. Ruggs should be up for Biletnikoff. He should be, man. I like Henry Ruggs. He's my favorite out of all of them. Henry Ruggs is my favorite Alabama receiver. Ronald Hall says, what about our receiving core? I told the people this. Who is our? Like, who's our? I don't. You know how many teams is represented up in this chat? Probably 15. I would say probably even more with the lurkers and stuff like that. Who is our? Quiz, what's up, man? What do you think about Georgia D-line? Man, Georgia D-line is lit, bro. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's pretty talented. Just say UGA, my God. This ain't a UGA channel, so Georgia's defensive line is lit. In my opinion, I love the depth. I love what it could be towards the end of the season. I love the variation in the scheme, right? So being able to go from odd to even front and be able to have different personnel for those different situations, right? Because I love when a guy like Devontae Wyatt is in the game, and he can be in the game there next to Jordan Davis. Now, that's a phenomenal 1-2 punch on the inside right there. Then you can supplement those guys out on the edge with an Azeez Ojulari. I think Azeez Ojulari really brings up the talent level on the defense because he's equally solid against the run. You can tell that he's at heart he's an edge player, like meaning he doesn't just want to rush the passer. I hate when I hear edge rusher. You're not edge rushers. I said this like 5 or 6 years ago. I remember when I was working at Bleacher Report, I was like, just not call it edge rusher anymore. They're edge defenders or edge players, right? Because there's more to football than just rushing the passer. And Azeez Ojulari is very much representative of that. He's a really good talent. And then you got another guy like Adam Anderson you can bring in to have him work hooks and flats and stuff like that. And Nolan Smith, Jermaine Johnson, and these guys, but Malik Herring, Devontae Wyatt, Jordan Davis, Michael Barnett, and guys like that, man, it's just a wealth of talent right there, right? So somebody needs to step up and be extremely dominant. But even with that being said, a lot of these guys are dominant. So it just makes for a very, very good defensive line, and it's very refreshing too. So, and they got after it in the run game against Notre Dame, even though Notre Dame's not a very good run outfit, but you can tell the hustle there. UGA has a ton of hustle to it. I absolutely love that. Thank you for the super chat again, Quiz. Jeffrey Rogers says Florida will not beat Auburn. Ooh, that's going to be a game. I can't wait for that. Georgia has a nice linebackers, a solid also. Yeah, for sure. So we got to get to that, the flaws of each high quality team. We'll get to that in a second here, but we're going to get to your questions right now. So give me some. Cook needs more touches. I can see. Georgia has nice linebackers. Yep. Where we at? Dylan McCaffrey comes back. He's our QB1. Pistol Pat hasn't looked very good. Dylan McCaffrey didn't look good either. I think the passing game will take maybe step off a cliff with D-Mac as well. So better get those single wing running concepts up. And that man might kill himself out there too. Doesn't know how to slide. Man, I'm feeling bad for Michigan right now. But man, that was just an early season blip. You come back. I mean, you lost Notre Dame last year, beginning of the season. Come back, rip off a few, get everything popping right there. You never know what can happen over the duration of the season. So I'm not totally giving up right there. Jermaine Jones, what up? Murph, what's your take on LeCount? Saw a few media heads saying that it was time for him to go. Dang, man, you shouldn't be watching the media heads. You should be watching Top Billing. Because I done said about 900 things on LeCount. I mean, he's got nicknames here and everything. You know what I mean? Rubber Band Man, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I think you know where we're going with that. Yeah, I don't think he's that. I think he's average. I think Richard LeCount is an average football player. Take a look at Richard LeCount and compare that to a guy like Xavier McKinney at Alabama. I think it's a night and day difference, right? And it's no disrespect to Richard LeCount. I liked him. I mean, when I got to cover him on the recruiting trail, when I was at that goofy ass site that want to be like me now. It's funny how stuff goes, right? You know what I'm saying? People see some shit popping. You at a big ass site like Rivals and stuff like that. Now look at you. You want to be on the platform where I'm at, right? I thought that wasn't the move, right? Huh? When I said I wanted to branch out and do my own thing, people, you was mad. You were mad. Now look at you. I slapped one of you dudes for real. But yeah, so you compare and contrast that with Xavier McKinney. Dude, Xavier McKinney is a hell of a tackler, right? Hell of a tackler. Rarely misses a tackler. And I'm talking about on tight ends, everything from tight ends to slot receivers to big running backs or whatever like that. He brings the lumber and he's wrapping up. He's good in he's good with the angles that he takes. He's great in short area coverage. They man him up and put him in the dime defense that they have. He's a inside cornerback. They move him off the third level until the second level, and he's an inside cornerback, right? A nickel back. Are you getting that type of stuff with Richard LeCount? You're not, man. You're not. So he still has room to improve, right? He's early in his junior season. You never know when that light switch clicks on, but he's still trying to lay everybody out. He got a big hit. Now that's about to go to his head, right? It was like a slant route. The guy can't protect himself. He's not even seeing you. That's nothing to me. Line a mama jumma up when y'all are both looking at each other, right? I'm looking at you, you looking at me. We about to collide and it's about to be on. Nope, he's gonna bounce off like a what is that? What was the game like a table hockey or whatever like that? You know what I mean? So hopefully that answers your question, Jermaine Jones. Not a big LeCount guy here, but I think he has a little bit of talent, but I don't think he's as good as people thought he was going to be. JR Fly, what up? Thanks for the super chat, a manly super chat. What's good, Murph? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, JR Fly. I've been impressed with Auburn so far with 2 nights wins. Man, I'm on that Auburn stuff, man. I was working on some material to be coming out here in the next few days, actually. So, man, that's what I really like Auburn with Bo Nix, right? It kind of reminds me of Georgia with Jake Fromm a couple of years ago, having that Notre Dame win under his belt, being able to be in these different big-time games, right? This is going to pay dividends for these guys over the next couple of years. I know Auburn wants to win the national title this year, and it's probably built to win the national title this year if you think about the Marlon Davidsons and Derek Browns and Nick Coles and all these guys that are still there somehow and they're 30 years old. But there's a lot of young offensive talent, right, for those guys to grow together, right? I think Auburn will always have good defensive talent amongst the front seven. That's what it does. Got Owen Papo, Kenny Britton, these guys, TD Moultrie, and these guys, they'll still be there, whatever like that. But, man, being involved in those big games like that and A&M and these ranked teams, a man has played 2 ranked teams in his career in his first 4 games, 2 ranked teams, neither at home, right? So compare and contrast that to Justin Fields. He hadn't played a ranked team yet. Alabama hadn't played a ranked team yet. And this is for real. So I look forward to seeing Auburn grow, and I think Auburn is that deal. Auburn is always the deal to me, though. That's always one of those sneaky teams is just like, man, when they put it together, it's going to be lights out. Just like that bowl game. That bowl game last year, they played Purdue or whatever like that. Man, they put it on them boys something serious. So I don't know, man. I wouldn't be sleeping on Auburn. That looks scary to me. Success against Mississippi. Oh, it's at home, Mississippi State. Yeah, Mississippi State's offense is a little throw, bro. A little throw. So, yeah, I think that's going to be that defense is still pretty legit. Stokes or Stingley Jr. Come on, man. Stingley Jr. is inside his first 4 games. Can't do that yet. Pastors talk that. Doot. You know I got to talk that, man. Where we at? Oh, missing stuff. Sorry. I was on my tirade. That JRE pick was nasty. Read that perfectly. Yeah, he did, man. He baited him, man. He knew where it was going. And he was like, man, I know you're going to try to throw that boy. I'm going to put the Jets on, cut it off. Justin Healy, thank you for the super chat. You doing Wisconsin, Ohio breakdown possibly? Ohio State, Wisconsin? Why you want to know that as a Georgia fan? I'm confused about that. You're going to have to let me know about that, bro. Santee Jones, what up? Santee be on that. Santee up there making people mad up on the site these days. I don't know what's going on with you, Santee, bro. You're not the most popular guy right now. Sorry, I'm late to the party. Did JRE increase stock with Notre Dame game? Man, JRE does what he does. I mean, it's not like that's stuff that we've already seen JRE do. I don't think it was something. I want to see JRE to really increase his stock. The ball needs to go down the field, and he needs to be able to turn and run with people. Remember the Missouri game a couple of years ago and some of the games last year? He can't turn and run down the field. But anything moving forward and everything like that, tackling in short area space and being able to work that, he's a monster. He's a monster. So the only way it would increase the and the hype of him or whatever like that, it was a big time game on a big time stage. But he's been thorough since he's been there. Now that's the epitome of somebody good. Compare and contrast even him to Richard LeCount. You can see kind of a night and day difference. Jay Duvall in the house. What up, Jay? Joe Burrow for Heisman says Jamar Chase for Biletnikoff. Come on, man. Mr. Lambo up here. We don't know about Mr. Lambo. I got some information on Mr. Lambo. He be running with some, you know what I'm saying, some people. He be over here with it. I don't know about that, man. It's not we get down. My man Jermaine Jones is going ham today. Jermaine Jones says, sticking with the UGA secondary, do you see Ty Campbell moving to safety? Man, what's wrong with y'all, man? Y'all coming with these 2006 questions, man. Come on, man. You know I did the Ty Campbell to safety thing last year before he played a snap. I said that's where he needs to be. So no, I don't see him moving to safety. I think they would have already done it. Richard LeCount ain't going nowhere unless he's foolish and is going to enter the draft. What I like is there's a difference. Is he going there? I don't think he will be, right? They're going to keep him at corner. They're not remotely. Wouldn't you want to start working the man in sometime now or during the offseason or whatever like that? So I don't know. I just don't really see it. But should he? Yeah, he should. He would be the man there. But let's see how he progresses at corner this year before we make a complete judgment on that man, though. So for sure. So definitely an athlete, right? He's a very good tackler. I think that can be used at free safety. Alongside of JRE, with him alongside, he's a more of a sure tackler than a Richard LeCount. And he's all about throwing his shoulder out there and trying to be cute. He just wants to get you on the ground. So that would be the deal, but I just don't see it happening, man. I think it would already happen. Eric Wright says, ooh. Oh, so Jermaine says new to the channel. All right, so this is what I want to know when people are new to the channel. Like, how did you find the channel? Like, and you know what I mean? Just tell me that. Because some of these things are right, are very big topical things on some of these communities because these videos perform very well. So the Tyson Campbell was off of a face off with him versus Patrick Surtain, and I was going to say like who got the better 5-star corner or whatever like that. And I remarked that I thought Tyson Campbell had potential Hall of Fame safety potential. So that's something that you go back and look in the archives right there. Caleb Hurto up in here. I don't like Caleb Hurto, to be honest with you. I don't like cats that be window shopping in my email. I'm a real ninja. Joe Burrow says, I found about you a year ago in my recommends. All right, that's what's up. Joe Brown says, YouTube suggest your channel if you watch other college football content. Okay, gotcha. YouTube pushes UGA tags to feed my heart. Saw your live stream from the ND game. Oh, so you've only been here for my live stream, so you don't even know what's going on here. Yeah, that's crazy. Shout outs to YouTube. I love your LSU versus Texas video. LSU versus Texas. Oh, you mean the Joe Burrow thing? So we haven't done the flaws yet. We're gonna get to that in a second. I'm gonna let everybody get their thing going on. But yo, that's relax on that. You know what I'm saying? You ask the thing one time, I don't see it. You super chat that bad boy the next time. Eric Allen, thank you for the super chat. What do you think about Lewis Singh? It's hard to think about Lewis Singh when these guys haven't really played. So I'll just be going off of what I thought about him when he was a high school cat. So I think he may be more of a sure tackler from the little bit that I did see of him when he got in the game, albeit against people who would be like nurses at the next level, nurses when they finish college, or they'd be beauticians and stuff like that, right? But he was still getting the game, laying that wood and he wants to tackle. He wants to. Hey, did he? I think he may have had a little. I don't know. I have to go back and look at that. But I don't know. I think his size is a little bit different from a Richard LeCounte, 5'11" kind of cat. We'll see him go about what 6'2", 6'3", longer arms. I like what I saw from him in the spring game. He had a nice wrap up tackle, nice hit and stick and wrap tackle. I just have to see more of him. See, the thing what I think though would have seen is he may be better off positioned to be where J.R. Reed is. Same thing with Otis Reese. So I think that's why these guys are being slowed down. I wouldn't doubt. Obviously, we saw them have a little problem with Richard LeCounte last year. It was the reason why Otis Reese started over him. But Otis Reese himself is more of a strong safety like J.R. Reed. So there's not really a free safety, a legit free safety behind Richard LeCounte. Maybe you can say Chris Smith is that, but do they feel comfortable with him out there? So that's why I think they need to really concentrate, really go get a real good free safety and complement some of these strong safeties that they have. Thank you for the super chat. It was Erica Allen. I'm sorry about that. Thank you for the super chat, Erica. Richard Garage, yeah, he had some moments there. He looked pretty good, for sure. I don't think that Dominic Blaylock can be a Jamar Chase because I think there's a significant difference in speed. But Dominic Blaylock can be what he is, which is going to be a certifiable route runner extraordinaire. Jamar Chase is just a difference. Jamar Chase shouldn't be an inside receiver, right? He's an outside receiver talent. Dominic Blaylock to me is a inside receiving talent. So two totally different style of players, in my opinion. Justin Healy's back. Ohio State, Wisconsin matchup. I knew he was going to say something about Justin. I don't want to talk about Justin Fields. Come on, man. What y'all in this Justin Fields stuff? Georgia fans ain't going to never let that go. I'm coming out with a Pickens shirt. I don't want to do no Pickens shirt. Get out of here. Y'all buy. You say you got the Philly Flyer in the general. You want the Pickens? I'm going to come up with somebody different than the Pickens. Let's do something different. Besides, I can't think of nothing for Pickens, man. He's got a tough one for me. It had to come to me. I don't know. I don't know if he'll be that though. You know what I mean? There's a running back coming in. People love them running backs. I already got something for one of them running backs coming in. But yeah, Justin, I'll definitely have something on Ohio State, Wisconsin for sure. But you got to start talking about Justin Fields all the time, man. You've been doing that even though, come on, man. You're going to have to let it go one time. It's like separation anxiety. Hot Rod shirt would be sharp. Nobody want to do no shirt about no kicker, bro. Mom Jumpers running around with a kicker shirt on. To be honest with you, they probably wouldn't. Sometimes it's not all about the money. I want my stuff to be on Cool Cats as well. You know, and that's how stuff sell when cool people wear them. You know what I'm saying? Me and my boys wouldn't be walking around with no shirt with no kicker. He's still a kicker. And he got glasses and stuff. Come on, man. He's like a Big Ben shirt. Big old Grizzly Bear, Big Ben. I wouldn't mind doing one of them offensive linemen, but those definitely don't sell. Hell, how many times have I done offensive lineman content that have straight bombed up on the YouTube channel? It's my favorite aspect of the sport. Slim Pickens. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. You don't call a man Slim Pickens, he'd be like 215. And it's the easiest thing in the world ever. I've seen 50 people say Slim Pickens. He's Slim Pickens though. He's a big dude. Not even, I can't use his actual name. I'm not using people's actual name. That's the thing right there. People be all on my job. You always got haters in life, baby. And you think of a concept or whatever like that, you got people, they be coming hating and be like, oh, you're profiting off these kids' likeness. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell is Sports Illustrated doing? Anybody? I got all these Sports Illustrated. Did Tim Tebow get any money for that Sports Illustrated over there or anything like that? And that's his actual picture. We got made up names and made up pictures and stuff like that, and people still talking. Do I like Hornibrook as the starter for FSU? Man, that's a tough one on me, man. I don't see why. I don't really see what. I was trying to watch that game because somebody ran up on the channel and said that somebody said that Justin Blackman lost his job or something. I was like, well, I had to go back and watch, and I just saw he was just injured, right? He wasn't doing that bad either, so I don't see why he would. I don't know if you guys just want to go with something different. I don't think Blackman has done a bad job. And then if you think about it, there, Blackman could be there next year, right? As well. So wouldn't you want to get him acclimated? You're gonna sit him the rest of the year for Alex Hornibrook. Now, if you tell me Alex Hornibrook has 2 more years, does he have 2 more years? Let me see. If he has 2 more years, we can talk. Now, Shell Shock, he gone. I had to let him go, bro. Jay Lee says, "What up, Murph? What's the topic, man? It's open topic right now up until we get to the flaws of the big teams." Calvin Stoudemire in the house. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. When people start off and they say stuff like fan board, that shit make me like want to go to sleep. You're literally talking to somebody who's a legit professional sports writer, right? So I had to deal with people on fan boards. That shit makes me want to sometimes, like one time I thought about like if I stabbed myself in like the jugular vein and I went out real quick, like I wouldn't have to read that dumb shit that I used to have to deal with. Nobody wants to read fan boards. So you tripping with that, Calvin, but I'll go and finish you. Thank you for the super chat. That said, Florida, Auburn, and Texas A&M has a better offense than Notre Dame. How, Sway? Florida, Auburn, and Texas A&M has better offense than Notre Dame. Crazy, man. This is what you want to go by. All right, out of all those teams, who has the best quarterback out of all those teams? Who has the most successful quarterback between those 4 teams right there? Florida, Auburn, Texas A&M. I get everybody to say it. Who has them? Damn, y'all killing me right now. We're going to go with Ian Book. You crazy. Kellen Mond is more successful than Ian Book? You own that. Woody, that exotic orange juice. You crazy. The man says Notre Dame's offense is trash, right? So you can tell by his picture right there. He looks annoying. All right, so Troy, go blue. How is Notre Dame's offense trash? And his name is Go Blue too, so that's letting you know something right there. Last time Notre Dame saw Michigan, what happened? Ian Book is for real this year. Ian Book was on the team that went to the college playoff last year, so I don't know what y'all talking about. And who has the best offensive line between those teams as well? Notre Dame has like 4 offensive linemen that are going to the NFL, right? Eichenberg, Hainsey. Where we at? Nobody saying nothing? Les Hess says Auburn. Auburn what? Bo Nix is more accomplished than Ian Book. Paul Durant says Notre Dame is not that good. How do you come to that conclusion? Like this is like you can literally type this stuff out now. You don't have to just be a goofball. Like type it out. How's Notre Dame not that good? Like come to me. Like tell me how Notre Dame is not that good in your opinion. Is this something you read? You heard the media say that they're not that good, so I'm gonna roll with it. Just tell me. We're here. It's easy. We're putting you right here. The floor is yours, my man. Book has more talent around him than who? If he has more talent around him, then that would be something that's an infrastructure of his particular team, right? Hello? Are these guys spam? Doesn't he get to use the talent that he has around him? Let me go back to some of these super chats. Best defense line in the country, in your opinion? I'm going to go with Ohio State. Auburn's close as well. Ponsal Lemon says, how do I sign up for super chat? He said that while super chatting. So Ponsal Lemon has definitely been sniffing some of that Ponsal Lemon. Lamar Stevens says, most important player on UGA's offense and defense. Obviously, it's hard to say that anybody's more important than the quarterback, especially when the quarterback has no backup that we think could be kosher for him. The defensive side of the ball is so loaded that I don't think one player really matters. That's why I like Georgia. One player does not matter. There's not one player you could pick on that. Even J.R. Reed, I still think that you put in Scene or Otis Reese and these guys right here, I still think they would step up and do their job. You lost freaking Eric Stokes in a Notre Dame game. That couldn't absolutely happen. That would probably be my pick right there, Eric Stokes. But we just saw they lost him, and what happened? They were very competitive, those guys that they brought in. So Notre Dame is just, Georgia's just so loaded, man. There's one player just ain't gonna make that much of a difference. Some of these teams, one player makes a huge difference. Who do you like better? My man, North Florida White Trash. Oh boy. Why does this happen? Why? All right, he says, Who do you like better, Kyle Trask? Who do you like better, 38-year-old Kyle Trask or 12-year-old Bo Nix? Come on, man. We're gonna go with the guy who's the veteran right now. But I would Bo Nix when he gets a little time under his belt. I'm pretty sure. Bo Nix don't even shave yet, bro. Got to give him some time. That's on Auburn, Florida game. Who wins? Man, let's wait till we get there, man. Y'all guys on this premature evaluation stuff, man. I wanna let me hit the thing. Let me hit some of the film, baby. Zach Bolton. Zach Bolton may be suspect, Zach Bolton. Then we had some trouble with you before. The general does what the general goes down. Yeah, for sure. It's hard to not name Jake Fromm in that particular instance. But all right, so think about this. DeAndre Swift, probably the best player on the team, right? If you lost DeAndre Swift, Philly Flyer himself, that would be huge. But don't you still think that you can have some pretty good run production at the University of Georgia with the backs that you will have left? Getting some Georgia's loaded. That's what being loaded is about. Dang, man, I wish I can go back. What was the guy at that I said earlier? And I was like, well, come on, man. You gotta it was something about LSU. He was trying to saying like LSU can't getting over the hump and Georgia can never get over the hump, something like that. What was his response? Jalen Donlap, thank you for the super chat. Can Georgia secondary hold up against Bama? Yeah, man. What's the difference between, well, I guess you could say DeAndre Baker, but if you think Eric Stokes is as good as DeAndre Baker, then did Alabama's passing attack hurt Georgia last year? That's what Georgia's built for. I want to know, can Georgia's run game hold up against a really good run game? That's what I want to know. I don't think you're going to shoot the ball all around the yard on Georgia. It's just too much team speed, and you're going to put your quarterback at risk. You better be balanced. Somebody says Stokes is not as good as Baker. That's what I try to tell you. There's nobody in the world will let me say stuff without having something behind it, of substance, some analysis behind it. I would love to come out here and just be like, so and so better, and just be like, what? And then look at the camera like, give me some analysis. Why is he not as good as DeAndre Baker? Why? Stokes is a redshirt sophomore, actually, so this is his third year. They said Baker's getting a little bit toasted in the NFL. That's the NFL. This ain't that. He said physicality. What the I thought that was Stokes' game. Stokes is one of the best tacklers that I've seen. And Stokes puts hands on people. This dude ain't watching. He just going by the draft. Baker did not give up a touchdown in 2 years. How many touchdowns has Eric Stokes given up? How many pass breakups for Eric Stokes last year? He had more in like 4 games than even DeAndre Baker had. Look at Stokes versus Colin Johnson, bro. Yeah, he was all over. Caleb Hurto, come on, man. You're going to make me call you out. I'm not doing no Final Four, bro. They were in the 4th week of the season. Ninjas ain't even played ranked teams yet, man. What's wrong with you guys? I'm going to have the same attitude every week, too. Devon Wilson. Yeah, that's another cat in the secondary, right? So Alabama's used to hurting people up the middle, right? Whether it be with Irv Smith, people can't guard Irv Smith, and with Jerry Jeudy, right? Operating primarily out of the slot. Georgia might have something for that slot work. I don't know. Somebody said Stokes is more like Greedy than Baker. What does that mean? Man, so do I like Tyreek McGee? Not really. I don't think most of these people even heard of Eric Stokes, to be honest with you. See, people on this channel has heard of Eric Stokes because I was on him at the beginning of the last year, right? In the Missouri game, I said automatically, I'm like, why is this kid ain't started? So it's been a long time. These people just not hearing about Eric Stokes. When was it, the spring game, maybe? All right, somebody get the Spanish cat up out of here. I'll do it for you. So what was up with Pickens? What do you mean, what was up with Pickens? He's a true freshman. Like, he has no track record of playing in big time games yet. Do I think Stingley can lock up Judy? I'm gonna say no, because I don't think they will let Stingley run with him in the slot. So football is not on a video game. Football is real, and Jerry Jeudy operates primarily out of the slot. And if people don't know that, I don't know what to tell them. That's why he's so tough to defend. Usually, Judy's going up against a safety or your third best corner. Very few people have. I want to say DeAndre Baker traveled with Jerry Jeudy last year. I want people to look up Jerry Jeudy's stats last year against Georgia. Thoughts on LSU defense? Maurice Miller says that, who's not Maurice Miller on here. LSU's defense needs work, needs a ton of work. I think that, like which I said last year, the last couple of live streams, is LSU used to be about mashing people. It used to be about physicality and everything. So when you become like LSU and you want to be like Washington State and Texas Tech and throw the ball all around the yard, you have to practice that. That's not easy. That's not something you can fall off into. So they're practicing that ad nauseum, right? So then you're giving your defense that kind of look as well. Where's the physicality at, right? I think LSU can be had with some physical teams. Texas showed that. Texas was busting their ass in the run game, you know what I'm saying, with Sam Ehlinger and this power type stuff. And then they couldn't work with the against the offensive line. They weren't able to get that much pressure. There's a lot of stuff that's wrong with LSU's defense right now. But LSU is still loaded. Also, Oklahoma's defensive changes. I haven't seen Oklahoma play a good offense yet. So I don't know. It's tough. I want to say that it's good. It's been pretty good. But how do you know? How do you know until you play somebody that's worthy of that? I think Oklahoma can get to the college football playoffs, no doubt about that, right? However, when you're in the playoffs, then you start seeing different teams. You see a Georgia or an Alabama or an LSU or Clemson and stuff like that. And these guys can actually play offense. So then that's when we know what your defense is about. We don't know if you can tackle good elite offensive players yet or anything. It's just a lot to be answered. I mean, so that's why I kind of back off of Oklahoma content a little bit, because I don't want to keep bragging on the offense is going to be good. I think no matter what, it's that defense, man. I'm scared. I just don't know. It's hard to judge it. They're not playing nobody. G. Gray says Baker can't cover Jeudy. Cooper gave him the business too. It was Jeudy problem. G. Grace always in here in homer mode. Like, just because somebody had a good game against that person doesn't mean that person's trash. Like, come on. We on top billing. This ain't one of them goofy mumble rap channels. I think Georgia is the hardest team to defend. It's the most balanced team, right? Alabama having trouble running the ball. LSU having trouble running the ball. Erica Allen back. No question. Just wanted to super chat again. Thank you, Erica. I appreciate that. Man, don't be asking me about 2020 like cats. What they got to do anything right now? We're in the middle of a football season. I didn't miss anything, did I? Any super chats? I'm trying to go back here. They won't let you go back so far, though. LSU should have Stingley travel with Ruggs. So if you have Stingley travel with Ruggs, then you're going to have to pretty much assign someone to everyone then, right? Like, I don't understand that. I think you just I think you travel with someone, right, when there's one good player. And that's not the case with Alabama. You can travel with somebody, and then guess what? As good a game as Henry Ruggs had against South Carolina, Devontae Smith had an even better game. There's just too many. You just got to play size, right? You guys got to just lock down both your sides, because no matter what, they have enough receivers. What about Jalen Waddle? You're going to have somebody come off the bench and travel with him too? It's just too many receivers. You got to play size by that. But if there's just one guy that can hurt you, and he's head and shoulders above everyone else, then that's when you take your best corner and you travel with him. Jermaine back. Hazard a guess on why Aubrey Solomon chose Tennessee? That's a really good question, bro. That is a really good question. No, it's not actually. He had a very good relationship with Tracy Rocker. And I think if some stuff wouldn't have happened, like on the Georgia, obviously if Tracy Rocker would have still remained at Georgia. Like there was some stuff going on that I think that they knew that Tracy Rocker's time was going to be running out at Georgia. If that's my guess of some of the stuff that I've talked to, some of the people that I know closer to the situation. But and people were saying like his Tracy Rocker got into a fight with his mom. It's just goofy message boards though. I'm so glad I'm away from that stuff. I hated that stuff. So glad to not have to work around that. But just goofy stuff like that. But in actuality, the man had a really good relationship with Tracy Rocker, and Tracy Rocker went to Tennessee, and look where he ended up at. Despite the fact that people said that man hated Tracy Rocker and his mom hated Tracy Rocker, just goes to show you that a lot of people aren't in the know like you think they are. Oh God, if Clemson fan 111 is telling you to stop, you know you tripping. As a fan number one, 30 shows in a row of never super chatting, but asking 80 questions. We need to give a counter or something. Cesar Ruiz, 330 pounds, Tiger bandwagon. Cesar Ruiz, I talked about on a couple of live streams ago. I said that it was disappointing me. I thought he was going to be a complete monster. And somebody get this person out of here. We don't do hellos and stuff like that. Like, what do people get about like jumping in some live stream, being a goofball? Like, what does that do for you in life? What's up, Marcus? How you doing, man? Hey, Marcus, was you the one I need receipts from? Let me know. I need receipts, baby. Clemson fan says he can't super chat. Why can't you super chat, Clemson fan? I don't want you to learn from me. I want you to super chat. You're being wild disrespectful. You wild disrespectful, asking me 1,000 questions, man. 99 cents or something. Just freaking you want to know it was. Yeah, you are the one I need receipts from. That's why you laughing. I got a memory like an elephant. I want receipts. Dang, Jazz Jackson got timed out. We'll get to the Glaring Flaw thing. We're coming up. We're coming up on that. I think you asked that before too, man. You getting dangerously close there. The mod's gonna jump on you. Smith, Ruggs, and Judy. Marcus Anderson says, bro, you literally the only dude from Georgia that's not a Bulldog fan, bro. It is what it is. Not grow up a Georgia Bulldogs fan. People would absolutely laugh and clown at you. My mother would be like, really? That ain't him. That's a good question about the Trajan Bridges moving the Nichols to safety. Somebody said that I was already on the money. Remember, I suggested it for Jaden Hazelwood. I've never seen Trajan Bridges play that before, but I know about his athleticism and his size and everything. He's pretty good. I love when people do that. That dude probably changed the shape of his entire career if he can go out there and do it, and be that. I want to see it. Has it happened yet? Or they were on the bye, so he got a little bit of bye work. Let's see what happens in this game, maybe against Texas Tech, see if he gets some work there. But like I said, when I said it about Jaden Hazelwood, people were like, oh no, we can't lose a receiver at Oklahoma. And I'm thinking like, man, Oklahoma has about 100 receivers. Like, how many receivers does one team need? It's loaded at receiver. Because when you add in Stogner, you know what I mean? Yeah, again, Stogner and the other tight ends and some of the inside guys like that, like you got plenty of targets to pass the ball to, and it's still a heavy run team as well. So they could stand to lose one of those receivers to the defensive side of the ball. Maurice Miller says, best defensive player in the country. That would be Chase Young at Ohio State. Caleb Hurto is dominating the conversation, but he was in my email talking about something. He about to buy a shirt, and I ain't heard from him since. I'm a real ninja out here, baby. I'm thinking about blocking him. For real. Zach Holton, Tennessee is a 15-point underdog to the bye week. Dang. Hey, the bye week be hitting, though. The bye week be laying people out, though. For real. Bro, I'm going to get it. Dang. Well, then you don't hit me up until you ready to get it. This ain't Kmart. This ain't Kmart. I don't do layaway. I said thoughts on Grant Delpit. Maurice Miller, Maurice Miller's a strange dude. I ain't gonna lie. He's a member of committed to the G Patreon, which is a Georgia site, right? He's an Auburn fan, but I don't never see him. I don't think he actually knows anything that we do, and I don't think he ever watched the channel either. I don't know how he fell off into it. Maybe asking these day one questions. Thoughts on Grant Delpit, man. You ain't see the Grant Delpit piece I had? That bad boy went viral damn near. I think Grant Delpit's perhaps the best player in all of college football. Clowns aren't safe. No, clowns aren't safe on this channel. I'm sorry. I'm just too honest. What are your thoughts on Florida? I'm confused. You see this Florida content I've been pushing out? I'm confused. Where do people be falling out? I don't know. How does it work out there? I'm not a fan. I don't ever see nobody super chat before or nothing like that. Did the super chat come out and just like anybody just be like, yo, come to a super chat or a live stream or whatever like that? Because I swear cats be coming up in here that never heard of nothing. There's no way if you've been following this channel for the past, 3-4 weeks or something like that, you should know how I feel about Florida. I've done a lot of Florida content. First time watcher. Exactly. What's so cool about live streams? Why people want to watch them? Why don't you watch the content? How much money you want me to donate? I'll tell my mom if it's all right. I want you to donate 99 cents, $1. That's it. $1. That's it. I was just about to block him, Les. Dang, Troy Go Blue got what Troy Go Blue say? He's annoying. He was annoying anyway. Dang, he got blocked for that? DJ Daniel opinion for this last weekend. DJ was competitive, man. Very good tackler. But he had some moments to where he was going against an NFL cat that I told people about. Chase Claypool don't play them games. He created a new page. Oh, he back. Oh, listen, you trying to say that dude Troy Go Blue was the Shell Shock dude, Shell Shock Michigan or whatever his name was? So it might be. He was talking just like the Shell Shock Michigan guy. Oh, he was him. Oh, he got blocked twice. Caleb Herto says, "How do you donate on Super Chat? I don't see any prompt." When somebody showed this man how to do it looks like it has to be pretty. I can see it right now. It's like a little money sign right here where you type. It's like literally right where you're talking. There's a money sign below it. These cats out here these days, baby. Exactly. You know when you don't want to do something. Let that have been that little sign right there with some 17th Street loving. It's like click here for 17th Street loving. That 1:00 a.m. 17th Street loving out in Atlanta. He would have found that bad boy in 2 seconds. How do you super chat? And the damn cursor is right below the. Come on, man. I miss super chat. I'm sorry. Joey Hobbs says, "What October game are you most looking forward to?" Damn. You asked the wrong dude because I don't even be knowing the schedule. To be honest with you, I don't never look at the schedule. I always like to be surprised. I don't know. I always know that Tennessee plays Alabama just because they always say it the 3rd week of October or something like that. But it's Florida, Georgia in October. If that's the case, then that's something that I want to see. Man, why don't you guys just throw me out some games, Joey, and I'll tell you if I like it or not. Erica Allen says, "You're hilarious. Thank you for the super chat." I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just naturally funny, I guess, because I'm naturally annoyed. Okay, Oklahoma, Texas. Oh, hell yeah. Come on. Auburn, UF. Hell yeah. I thought that was okay. That will have to be October. Oh, that's LSU, Auburn. That's cold. Wisconsin, Ohio State. What else? What else? October's about to be lit. Finally, people are playing themselves that are on some ranked Miami, Florida State. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. You know I love you, Florida State people. You try to throw that up in there. I'm like, come on, man. Everybody else is throwing out ranked teams, ranked opponents versus ranked opponents. He gonna say Miami versus Florida State. Yeah, that's not hard. A few years ago, 15 years ago, that would have been my number one. But right about now, Miami, Florida State, tallest midget. Odds that Harbaugh is an analyst for saving after this. I don't think he'd go out like that. He be like, he's like, I'm gonna do it, but you can't call me an analyst. You got to call me something else. Notre Dame, Michigan. I don't know. Messi gonna time him out for the FSU Miami comment. He tried to sneak it up in there. Everybody was going. Think about how I'm looking. I'm looking at LSU, Auburn, UF, Oklahoma, Texas, Wisconsin, Ohio State, Miami, Florida State. Did they stop? And they stopped the thing like with the DJ or whatever like that, like a house party or whatever, a classic, whatever it was. Like Miami, Florida State. Come on, man. Murph, you can't say that to a Miami fan. Hey, but it is what it is. I'm not looking forward to that game. Mullen or Smart with equal team, who better? I'm going Coach Mullen. I think Coach Mullen is a better coach than Coach Smart. But he also has a longer track record. Man said it came out of left field. That did come out of left field. He tried to throw it in there on us. Hey, why they do you like that, Dr. Mr. Commercial Hound? Florida versus Auburn. Derek Brown versus Buchanan. Florida center. Should be a dogfight in Dr. Pressure defense. I like Buchanan, but I don't think he's ready for Derek Brown. Somebody asked me before who I thought was the greatest prep player that I had to do film on, right? That I had to go see and work film on and stuff like that. Trevor Lawrence is that guy, but Derek Brown is easily number 2. And I was at a game. He was catching. He mossed somebody. You got Justin Ross somebody for a touchdown in the game. It was crazy. And he was everywhere, man. And Derek Brown was a monster. Jazz Jackson in the house. Murph, what's up with these mods? I got timed out earlier for saying hello. Yeah, that's one of our triggers, right? So if you if you come in here, if you see a lot of these trolls, you don't see it on the playback and stuff, but they'll come in here and they'll be like, "Hi." And usually when they do that, the next 2 or 3 times that they post is something trollish. So we just get them out right away. So I'm glad they didn't block you. So yeah, so next time we treat it, I told you before, this is the barbershop. When you see me up on here, this is the barbershop. Come up in here like you would at the barbershop. Cats ain't coming in here in the barbershop talking about some hi. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna go well for you. You better come up in the barbershop like, yo, what up, Murph? Or what up, Top Billin? LSU vs. Florida and Baton Rouge in October. That's gonna be hard. Mr. Commercial Hound come in with a chat. Thank you, super chat. Oh, Charles got. Yeah, that's a weird term right there, Charles. I don't know if we we can't let you say that, man. It's got a little splendor to it. We don't do much splendor here at Top Billing. Matter of fact, we don't do splendor at all. Got a little splendor in your tank. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Richard Coons, thank you for the super chat. Where Clemson fan one at? I asked that man the super chat $1, right? That man has asked the most questions within these 7 or 8 live streams that I've done. He's probably asked 100 questions. So he said he was gonna go ask his mom if $1 was all right. Somebody help that man out. Send that man $1 to his Cash App so he can super chat it to me. Yeah, no splendor up in here. Just got splendor in their tanks. CD Lamb, that dude, and I'm a dog fan, man. CD Lamb is 1A, 1B with Jerry Jeudy to me. And you got to put Justin Jefferson, that dude. Laviska Shenault, I think is gangster. Who else? I'm missing somebody. Dang, what Lane do? I don't want to know. I'm guessing. Oh, Lane was a foreigner. Rondell Moore. Rondell Moore is very good. I think they'd be like, Rondell Moore is a different cat. I don't know about that. Like, you gotta, like, what about Devin Duvernay? He's very similar to him. Devin Duvernay keep running over people too, man. Devin Duvernay is a monster at Texas. Yeah, we already talked about Jamar Chase a little earlier. Yeah, Devon Wilson did his thing, man. Which USC wide receivers coach? They have a top 5 receiver core to me. So it's a team that I know very well from working at USC rivals the past few years. Amon-Ra St. Brown is my favorite there, but they have Michael Pittman, a big receiver, 6'5" guy there, and they have this cat Tyler Vaughns. He like 6'2", 6'3", like 130 pounds, but he's always cold. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's very much like a Rondale Moore. Why these bats keep jumping in the air? I know. Why? I did like Philly Fly though. That's what he does. He jumps in the air, man. You see him right there. He jumping in the air right here. Get you them Philly Flyer Jones. Eduardo Diaz, just showing support. Thank you, man. He says, go Gators. Go Gator. Where's that lady at? She was like, Tim Tebow. Go Gator. Where's that lady? I like that lady. She was going hard for them Gators. Amon-Ra St. Brown don't got crackhead speed like Rondale Moore. Man, I don't know about that. All he does is he was route running everybody when I covered the team last year. I wonder how fast Rondale Moore is though. So people are juiced. I think Rondale Moore might be quicker than fast though. You know what I mean? His 0 to 60 is nasty, but what is his top end speed like? Because I've seen him, you know what I'm saying, they close the distance on him before. St. Brown is an animal though. St. Brown break every tackle. He breaks at least one tackle per catch. Caleb Hurto's still talking why he owe me a shirt purchase. He got to be crazy. He don't understand how I get down. Moore is quick like Kamara. Alvin Kamara? Confused. And he got timed out. Don't window shop. You get timed out up in here if you window shopping. Murph, I'm pretty sure Go Gator lady is in jail. What? Why is she in jail? What happened to Go Gator? Somebody Google that. They put that old lady in jail. She was a staunch Tim Tebow fan. Tim Tebow and Purvey Harvey. This is for the kid. Come on, Max. I was just playing. You can't do it because you can't shoot it to him. So it don't count. That's going to be for me right there. I'm sorry. You have to somehow get it to his. You have to contact him, get it to his cash app so he can super chat it. It needs to come from him. He done asked 150 questions. I appreciate it, though, Max. Erica Allen. Nope, sorry. Erica Allen can't do it. Nope, it can't be for him. He got to do it himself. You know, your mom, you get in trouble back in the day, and your mom's, you know what I'm saying, you try to get, you know what I'm saying, your mom be like, no, you got to go out there and do it yourself. I'm like, Mom, won't you go apologize for me? Like, nope, you got to do it yourself. He got to super chat himself. Seth Williams, yeah, that dude the truth. I like Seth Williams. Y'all see my boy Anthony Schwartz, though. Rondale Moore is like Tavon Austin. I can see that. I can see that for sure. Tavon Austin's a better running back than a receiver, though. Cole Hartman. Say Clemson fan 1, we got you. No, you don't. He's still struggling. His mom's is like, no. She's like, ask again, I'm going to give you a whooping. He don't want that whooping. Not even for $1. And where's the dude that asked how you super chat? It was Caleb Hurto? Come on, Caleb. Charleston Rambo got wheels. Marquise Brown, fastest in-game player since Tyreek Hill. Man, that's real. That's real. Get Reese up out of here. Reese? No, man, we can't do that. Reese is a member committed to the G. He an Auburn fan. Where's my man at that be like, get him out, coach? I think it's Justin Hayward. Where you at, Justin Hayward? Get him out, coach. Ponsall Limited said, LL, it was me. I'll hold my L. Oh, it was Ponsall. Come on, Ponsall. That's messed up. But you were super chatting. I'm confused. There's one dude asked, though, how does he, I think it was Caleb. He's like, asked, how do I super chat? It's true that all of Alabama starting receivers run a 4-3. No, I doubt Jerry Jeudy runs a 4-3. They have Rondale Moore on. Somebody look it up and see what his official opening 40 time was. A 4.33. I want to see that. Master says, "Yo, Murph, what's good? Do you think Philly Fly is the best running back prospect for the next draft?" Dang, that's like saying, "Yo, Murph, you think water is wet?" Come on, man. You ain't been paying attention to the channel. I done said this probably 100 times. Yes, he's definitely the best prospect, in my opinion, for the draft. At running back. Pap is a troll. Dang, what's Pap doing? Watching the live stream through his Nintendo DS. Oh, we're gonna have to get on. We'll have to get on Clemson fan, man. That's a pretty dope one. What is Clemson fan? What is he on? What kind of old technology does Clemson fan? What is he on right now to try to watch the super chat or try to talk to us up in here on Top Billing? A man said he was on the Nintendo DS. He's on a Game Boy. A man on the Game Boy trying to talk to us. He on that PlayStation Vita. My man said J.R. Fly said he on that Sega. So, Santee said he on an Atari. How you get the internet on his Atari, man? There's people like that, man. They be rigging up some stuff. I'm like, dude, just spend $100 to go get you a real PS4 or something like that. You go take your friend and make him hook it up on this Sega. Game Boy Color. He on an iPod Touch. He on an iPod Touch. He's on the, what you mean? Oh, you mean the Dreamcast? He on that Dreamcast. You on PS1. You on PSP. You on that Palm Pilot. Joe said he on the television. Pap said he's on his dad's Apple Watch. That said he's on that Zoom. Come on. Really says a Tiger handheld. Got that Commodore 64. J.R. Fly said he on AOL Instant Messenger. Jilly said he pulled out the Nextel Chirp. Joe said the BlackBerry. Pazal got him on a pocket planner. Hey, Mike, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Les said he on that Motorola two-way. My man asked, where's the film study of Bryce Young? Like I'm some type of slave or something like that. Like I was just like, you know what? I'm going to just do. He's demanding it. Where's the film study of Bryce Young? Nah, hit you over the head with his damn bottle, bro. You better get the hell out of my face. Man said he's on that sidekick. Dude on a beeper trying to watch us. Come on. Man on a PC with Windows 3.1. It's like 1988. You on a Jaguar console. Come on, man. Man on that brick fold. Perhaps they on a smart refrigerator. Yeah, that would be kind of hard, though. That's kind of hard. If you don't smart refrigerator. David said he on that Jitterbug. Or Herbert said he on the Nokia. Perhaps he on his mom's Tesla. I don't know if that's funny, bro. Your mom got a Tesla, though. You know what I'm saying? You might get to take it out. You know what I'm saying? A few times. You balling a little bit. We got Messi on that Sega Game Gear. Said, damn, Murph Mob go in. I told you, baby, we over here is real. We got a different swag over here. Everybody else, they be out there, they be trying to copy. They can't do it. I got the army of one soldiers out here, baby. Man, say on that cricket phone. Some of these dudes really are on the cricket phone, though. I don't know if that's funny, man. You know what I'm saying? You see that somebody say that and they stop laughing. You know they on that cricket phone. They be like, man, on Netscape. On Netscape dial-up. Come on. He up here on LimeWire. Remember LimeWire? They're up here on LimeWire trying to download. Like, man, I got it. My man came and said product placement. You know how many people done stole that from me, man? Every time I see that, man, it just makes me get angry. You know, that Nokia phone that had that snake game. That snake game was hard. I ain't gonna lie. Man, on that minivan backseat TV, says Cohen. The kid said he on BearShare. Y'all know about BearShare. I was all about everybody that was in the music industry at the time. You was on LimeWire and BearShare and then what was the joint that got shut down? Napster. My man's over here on Napster trying to talk to Top Billing. Y'all want me out of here? I'm on that Dell McGee. Dang, he on the Dell McGee. You know, cats in the Dell McGee get free reign. He on the Dell McGee. He ain't even a Georgia fan. Now, that's gangster. Some of these dudes out here, staunch Georgia fans, been on the channel about a year and a half or whatever like that, still ain't even a member of Committed to the G. This dude's in the Dell McGee tier, and he an Auburn fan. Man, he on that Alltel wireless. He on Bebo, Louisiana base. BearShare is funny as a mama jump. You're on a VCR connected to a big back TV, but you know about them big backs. Big backs is about 400 pounds. It took your whole family to lift the big back. He said, "How the hell do you dent that big ass Yeti water bottle?" That's just, it is when you will be on them you be on stadium steps, them stadium steps. Don't drop them bad boys. How much we got to donate to turn this into a roast? I don't know what to tell you, bro. It's already popping. Chef Dabo says, "Awesome channel." Let's say he on an old school big satellite dish. Let's say. Are you a UGA fan or just a film breakdown guy? Trey mixing on these 1987 questions. Hate to break it to this dude. I got about 100 teams on here represented. All you gotta do is watch the channel. Live stream on the planet. You know it. And he got timed out for the little 1976 question. All right, where we at? All right, so let's go ahead and move it forward. Let's pick a team and pick the biggest flaw on each of these big time teams, right? Let's start with Ohio State, right? So Ohio State's been running through the competition like nobody's business, like shit through a goose or whatever they say. And it's really hard to pinpoint a weakness in Ohio State just because they hadn't played anyone, right? Hadn't played anybody. The run game I thought could be kind of suspect or whatever. Even that, though, you ain't played nobody able to run the ball. Lots of talent. They replacing a lot of receivers, too. We see those guys in the NFL already doing stuff. Paris Campbell, Terry McLaurin, and guys like that. Johnny Dixon. Obviously, replacing the quarterback as a first-round draft pick. Justin Fields looked good thus far. The defense, I think, looks even better than it looked last year, even without Joey Bosa and guys like that. But ain't played nobody. So, to me, that's Ohio State's weakness that it's been playing. We have to get the teams? So everybody name the teams that Ohio State has played thus far. For all the Ohio State teams. Let's get them out there. I said that they were playing the Jelly Spread University team of butterscotch and cookies. Miami Tech, that's hard. Michigan Tech, that's hard. Miami of Ohio, that's actually real. These dudes actually naming real teams. No, man. Oh. Everest College, there we go. do. Come on. The Little Sisters of the Blind, Girl Scout University. They played DeVry University. California Snowflakes. South California Snowflakes at that. They played high school high. They played the Make-A-Wish University. They played the University of Phoenix. They played Helen Keller University. Helen Keller, the School of the Deaf and Blind, ICDC College, Georgia Perimeter. Hey, Georgia Perimeter be hitting up there though. ITT Tech. Caleb Hurts tried to sneak in. I'm sorry. Every time Caleb talks, we're gonna talk about him being up in my email, talking about he about to buy a shirt. Don't be in my email window shopping. My email is personal. Grand Canyon Girls School of Flower and Food, the Extreme Institute. They played the Make-A-Wish Foundation. They played McEachern High School, Alaska, Emory University, the New York of New Mexico. They played New York of New Mexico. They played Stillman College. Come on, man. Jerry's Kids. They played Le Cordon Bleu. Hey, Le Cordon Bleu be out there with them schemes, though. They played Tennessee's third string. They played the Cartoon Network University. Pillsbury Community College, Emerald Coast University, West Wyoming Water Boys, School of the Blind, Canada State University. Canada State. That's like the United States University. My man said I'm an alum of Cordon Bleu. He in his feelings. Don't be talking about that. Cordon Bleu though, they got them schemes though. Buckeye Nut College, Toonami University, McDonald's University, the Hall School of Asian Massages. Come on, man. All right, so let's move on from Ohio State. So you get it right there. We don't know what Ohio State is about because it has not played anyone, but everybody's going buck wild. and it feels as a Heisman candidate, and so is this, so is that. So we just don't know yet. But so far, so good. The return on investment is pretty good right there. But let's humor me. Is Ohio State finally playing a ranked opponent this week? Anybody out there? Does anybody know? Don't touch the face university, Bikini Bottom Tech, Nigerian Scam University. Hey, Nigerian Scams definitely be having them schemes. Polk County High. Hey, that's what Al Bundy. They playing Al Bundy old squad. With Al Bundy still up on the center, wasn't he? What was Al Bundy? Was he a running back? Nebraska, yeah, but is Nebraska ranked? Zaxby University, Buckwheat Christian Academy, Bojangles A&M. Nebraska ain't ranked. Still ain't placed a ranked team, even when you face Nebraska. 5 weeks in a row, no ranked teams. Dang, when can they get to a ranked team? Somebody look at the schedule and see when would they play a potential. They have a potential to play a ranked team. Shane's Ribbed Academy University, Tijuana Titans, Hoover. Bikini Bottom Tech. That's crazy. Kentucky Fried Chicken, A&M. Spartans coming up. Cookout Central U. Wisconsin is the next team they play ranked. Dang. Well, when is that? What week is that? South Central Louisiana State University Mud Dogs. North Carolina no-shows. All right, so we get it. All right, so they play the big three. Hey, all right, so let's go move on to Clemson. All right, so Clemson, defending national champs, extremely talented, talent all over the field. No doubt about that. The offensive line to me looks even better than last year. I think Trevor's only been sacked 2 times. They ain't played nobody besides Texas A&M. They with them. They played a ranked team this far, but it was a ranked team that's lost again. If I had to say that there's a weakness for Clemson, I would say Clemson can be had up the middle, right? So I don't know. I remember you guys, the Texas A&M guys, the Texas A&M game last year, they completely exposed their lack of being able to cover inside routes, like seam routes and different vertical bang eights, posts and stuff like that. Because the way their scheme is operated is you can get up on their safeties. Nolan Turner can't cover. Tanner Muse can't cover going down the field. Isaiah Simmons, they opened up the game in the Texas A&M game with an over route over him, and as fast as he is, he looks super slow trying to cover a route downfield. Right? They struggle with that. South Carolina exposed it last season as well. They kept hitting them with the vertical seam routes from the slot receiver, and Jerry Jeudy got one of them in the national championship game. That might have been on Alabama's only score though. So that's a weakness to them. Another thing is turnovers. So I ain't want to say nothing or whatever like that, but 5 turnovers ain't good, especially when you ain't played nobody really, right? Except Texas A&M. So Syracuse and these teams like that, you shouldn't be turning over the ball. So that could hurt you in the long run, no doubt about that. And you put 24 up on Texas A&M. That's a little weird. If people want to talk about what Georgia did against Notre Dame, 24 up against A&M, even though you did hold them to 10 points. I think most teams will hold them to 10 points. Not a very good offensive outfit, in my opinion. So a little shaky right there for Clemson. What do you guys think? Let me see what you got. Reggie Duvall in the house. Reggie was going up that Wody last night, though. Pasa said, totally agree. Texas A&M, the only ranked team Clemson will play. It is. You know what's funny about that? Man, I can see quite a few losses for A&M. They may not end the season ranked. They did play them when they were ranked, but they were only ranked because of what we thought they were going to be in the preseason. So they may have gone a whole season not really playing a ranked team. Linebackers outside of Simmons. So I didn't want to say it, but Chad Smith and Skalski and these guys, yeah, that might be a problem for them against some of these upper echelon teams at running back. A&M schedule is brutal. I mean, they go to Georgia too, don't it? LSU could be a loss. Auburn could be a loss. Mississippi State ain't played Alabama yet. Yeah, matter of fact, Auburn was a loss. So they could have like 5 losses. I don't think they'll be ranked then. You look on your schedule and that's not a ranked opponent on it. That's crazy to me. You didn't prepare. You didn't get a chance to be prepared for that. But they showed before that they don't need to be prepared for it. They're already prepared. But then again, that was with a veteran team with a defensive line that was unbelievable. One of the greatest defensive line. We'll go back and look at that defensive line like, wow, they had that in one school. So it's a little bit different. Oklahoma, the highest ranked team that doesn't play A&M. South Carolina has a brutal schedule. Yep. That crossover game with Alabama, that wasn't good for them. Clemson got the second best running back in the country. They got Cam Akers. A&M will always be A&M. Do you feel Clemson is weaker this year than last year? Of course, you don't lose that type of firepower on defense. You know what I'm saying? You lost Trayvon Mullen. You got a converted wide receiver out there as a starting cornerback. And, man, come on. Christian Wilkins and Cleveland Ferrell and Dexter Lawrence are all on one team. Albert Huggins. Not saying that the guys they have right now aren't good, which they are, but that right there to me was the reason why I picked them to win the national title before the season started last year. Why is my other account not allowed to comment? What did I do? You had to have done something, bro. You were blocked. Now that you let me know that you were blocked before, I'm gonna go ahead and block this one too. 7 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. That ain't cold. That ain't cold. Wisconsin has the 3rd best running back in the country. Wisconsin, man, I always thought, to be honest with you, he was a 1B, 1C with Cam and Philly Flyer. Jonathan Taylor easily as good as those guys. He's got that breakaway speed too. He's a big boy with breakaway speed. Very reminiscent of like a Saquon Barkley. Honestly, I think after UGA, Notre Dame, I think both came out looking beatable. Maybe that's the wrong conclusion, though. They're both that good? Hard to say. That's what happens, man. If you play teams that are good, you can't have a preconceived notion about how a team is. That's what they said that remember last year when Clemson played A&M, and then all the Alabama fans were like, they almost lost to A&M. They trash Cletus. Kia says, which running back would I take first? Kia's been on the chat, been on the site and everything. I'm pretty sure you know who I take first. Come on now. I think they just like for me to say the words Philly Flyer a lot. When did Tua throw a pick? Caleb Herto back in the chat, still ain't purchased a shirt. Do you think Michigan can beat Ohio State? Not right now. I need receipts, Marcus. You said I said something. Just don't ever do that to me. I need receipts. Bro, if you didn't watch the game, please don't comment. Reggie Duvall, dang. He throwing it at you. This Robert H. dude coming here with this fanboy stuff, man. I think, you know what I'm saying, we got to get fanboys up out of here. For real. You can come in here and you can be a fan of don't get him. You can be a fan of a team or whatever like that, but like come with some substance. Don't like you don't see the type of chat that we're trying to have. I'm not trying to have this goofy ass shit. I could go and throw on some dumbass glasses or something like that. We can have the goofiest conversation you want, but we're coming with some substance, man. Come with some substance. If you think Clemson's going to dominate in the playoffs, tell us why. Justin Ramirez says, Caleb, if I were you, I'd go buy that shirt. Hey, that's what he said he was going to do. That's what had to been why he was in my email. Think I want to be emailing with cats? I got to talk to 10 million cats a day through channels and websites that I own and stuff, and people talking to me on Twitter and stuff. How does Florida fix the run game? Options, sweeps, all of the above, counters, trap plays, right? Where's the imagination at with Dan Mullen's run game? It used to be very imaginative back in the day, I remember. And even at Mississippi State when they had, what was that running back that they had? That dude was a truth. Josh Robinson, I believe. Yeah, where's the trap plays at? Where's the influence blocks? Get people's aggressiveness working against them, right? These guys want to shoot upfield on you, trap them, right? I'm talking about maybe like 2 or 3 gap traps, right? not just split zone plays and not just inside and outside zone plays. You got to get imaginative with it. And you definitely need those sweeps, those counters and stuff like that. But it's going to be hard to fix, man. You're just going to have to bag people up off you by throwing the ball down the field, I would have to imagine. Anson, thank you for the super chat. Pap says, Christopher Thomas, receipt, sir? Where we at? What do you say? Did he get blocked or something? Air Trask. LSU got best shot to beat Bama in a shootout. How do we know? LSU has not. Okay, we'll do LSU. LSU hasn't played a good defensive team, in my opinion. So we don't know. You start putting up 60-something points. A lot of these teams do that. And then you play a good defense, then it looks different, right? Oklahoma was killing people, right? Last year, ran into Alabama and then couldn't score in the first quarter and a half or something like that. Sometimes it looks different, man. You got a team with a good defense there. LSU is currently the Oklahoma, the SEC. No, it isn't. Oklahoma is currently the Texas Tech or the Washington State of because they're not running the ball. Oklahoma is a mash your ass run game. One of the best run games in all of college football. It's very balanced. LSU is not very balanced. Florida gonna expose LSU. That's gonna be a good one. Florida needs to get healthy first, though. It says LSU OC opened up the offense. It's funny that opening up the offense only matters in the passing game. What about the run game? What about the run game? You know what, Pine saw. What is the total of the LSU Bama game? 80? Gonna look like a Big 12 game. Yeah. Remember, what was my nickname for Alabama last year? If anybody was on the channel, remember? It would be Oklahoma. They were biting off Oklahoma style. So now you got LSU trying to be like Washington State. Hey, when you tell somebody to super chat, tell them like if you're going to like explain to them if you're going to ask the same question a couple of times, super chat it. But they don't understand when you say super chat. They're like, what does that mean? What I do? Auburn got as good a defense as Georgia. Defensive front, yes. Auburn's secondary though is a little suspect though. So I don't know about that, Reese. Maybe the front seven could. I don't know. Auburn doesn't have much offense. He was just talking about the defense, though. He said the defense he thought was as good as Georgia's defense. I don't think that the depth is there like Georgia's defense, though. Yeah, but the front seven, like starter for starter, Auburn is as good as Georgia front seven starter for starter. But what happens with the next people beyond that, right? Beyond Nick Coe and Derek Brown and Marlon Davidson and Big Cat Bryant. Rick Rock, are you saying you out of here? Oh, just got here. Oh, so you came in throwing the deuces? That's a little weird. That's a little weird. I don't think I'd walk up into something and be like, they be like, you leaving, bro? Auburn is the Chicago Bears of college. Dang, that's hard. Do you think Fran goes out after this year? Dang, we just already talked about that last chat. In the chat before that. Joe Burrow something like 15 out of 16 when facing a blitz. Because he's facing blitzes from defenses that aren't good. Rick Rock, come in peace. Y'all keep saying run game, yeah, LSU average over 100 yards a game. Yeah, but look at the look who they're playing. First and foremost, they should be averaging like 350 yards on the ground. Like it's 100 yards. What is that? You can 40 carries get you 100 yards easy. Didn't Georgia pound Auburn last year? This ain't last year. If this was last year, all kind of stuff would be different. Ramen's gone. You would say that coming to the season, but things change, people change, situations change, bro. Now, you know what I'm saying? Him and Coach Smart probably have a really good relationship. So you just never know. I have to assess it around that time when it's time for him to leave. But if we were to go by some of the stuff that I heard in the offseason before the season started, then it would look like he would be gone. But you just never know. We don't even know how the season is going to end. You see the Mississippi State game versus Kansas. This dude back without Super Chad. Clemson fam, sorry, bro. We're gonna ride you. No homo. We're gonna ride you hard, fam. You talk too much. You got a Super Chat, and you asking about stuff like that. See, that's what I'm talking about. We talking about a certain thing. You talking about some QB of Kansas State and Mississippi State. Come on, man. I didn't already go through, and we just did Clemson and Ohio State. Dude, I can't. And you might just have to sit and watch, bro. Have you gone over Trey Bridges possibly moving to defense? I actually have, yeah. I said that I thought it was pretty cool. Thank you for the super chat, Jacob. I thought it was pretty cool, but man, I don't have any receipts on this man playing defense to really know what he's about, right? So I was thinking that they need Oklahoma definitely needs somebody with a lot of range. Definitely needs somebody with a lot of physicality, though. So is Trey Bridges going to be a physical tackler? Is he going to wrap up, right? A lot of Richard LeCounts at Oklahoma. It's the team full of Richard LeCounts, right? He would love to play at Oklahoma because everybody's bouncing off people at Oklahoma. That's what it does. They need somebody like a J.R. Reed or Grant Delpit, somebody who's going to hit, stick, and wrap up, right? So I wanted Jeremiah Cradell as that, but I want to see what Trajan Bridges brings to the table. But I wanted to see that be Jaden Hazelwood, but obviously he pulled away from them boys from the receiver corps because he's the man. He's been the man. Clemson fan number one dude's hanging on by a thread. King's leaving Houston. Where does he go? I thought I heard that he was going to stay though. Y'all got to get the real scoop, and then we could talk about. Yeah, I heard he was redshirting, and then he would just stay. What is Caleb Herto talking about? He's looking to get blocked. That's what all I see. It's like, man, could you block me? Uh-oh. Is he off the hook? Is he off the hook right now? Let me see. Let me see what we got going right here. Boom. Caleb Herto. He's off the hook. All right, Caleb, you good now. We good with Caleb. We can lay up off of him now. That man, he came through. Hey, your man got wasted. Your boy Clemson fan got wasted. We said he was on the Nintendo DS systems and everything. He come back talking about some he can't super chat $1. His mom said no. How, Sway? Jacob James. I think he just played wide receiver. I've heard nickel. Man, I can't wait to see it. I love stuff like that, man. When people challenge themselves and he went to the coaching staff and said that he wanted to move there. I've known some people that the coaches had suggested and they was like, yeah, I'm good. If he went there and volunteered it, he might kill it. Headhunter said his mom never told me no. Dang, that's cold. What's up, Ross? That's how you enter a chat. You see how Ross entered it? Sup, Murph? I'm hopping on late. Hope you guys are good. That's how you would enter the barbershop. You don't come to the barbershop like, hi. They be like, man, this dude got splint in his tank, man. This might pop him in his head with one of these clippers. Lippert from MSU did that, I believe. Who we talking about? Tony Lippert, Michigan State cat. Oh, yeah, he did. He was a receiver when he came and then switched the corner. He's a big, tall guy too, right? The Dolphins, like 6'3" cat. You talking about, Steph? What's up, Madison? He said, I see my family still got his first TD. I was watching that bad boy again right before I hopped on the live stream. I was proud of that dude. Man said, I'm on him tonight. You know it. You know it. Yeah, man, still looking good. What he led the team in rushing, man, running over cats and stuff, man. Still is that dude, man. His or the high. Yeah, his mom's was real proud of him and his dad and everything. They trying to coerce me in the making the Ohio State side again. I told him I love him, but I don't think that's gonna happen no more. Ohio State people be crazy out there. But I would love to do it, man, just because I mean I got mad love for Ohio State even without Steele, but we're still on that bad boy. It's the move. Marcus Crowley looked good too. Speaking of barbershop, you should make a front shirt with him as a barber because he can kill that fade. It's a pretty nice line there, bro, but he's a gentleman. Dollar DP, what's up, man? Thank you for the super chat. Sam Carter up in here. What up, Sam? Notre Dame tight ends were eating up the middle. Yeah, man, I think that's going to happen to most teams, man. Most teams don't have coverage linebackers no more, right? Matt Wilson was pretty good at that. But, man, I think there's quite a few teams that you can get like that. One of them is Alabama, too. I don't like the shade. Thank you, JP Jefferson with the super chat. I don't like the shade thrown at Kirby for kicking the field goal instead of going for it on 4th and 1. People assume that going for it would have iced the game. What is your opinion? Was it the right call? I'll be honest with you. I hate talking about play calling. You rarely ever see me talk about play calling because you know why? I know what football is about. It's about execution. Had they executed on 4th and 1 and it went correctly, then yes. But if they go 4th and 1 and they don't execute and don't get the points, right? Remember they were doing the 4th and 1 who was against Vanderbilt. They struggled in that bad boy. I mean, it was definitely a risk there. So he's naturally going to be a conservative coach coming from Coach Saban, right? Under his wing. He very much plays just like the 2011 Alabama type stuff. So he's just being himself. But people are always gonna throw shade at play calling. And I always laugh at people who do. Even my man Santee Jones was up in the chat getting on everybody's nerves talking about the play calling and stuff. Like, come on, man. That's hindsight, right? We don't know. They have all kinds of stuff that goes like, we're on this hash, we're gonna do this. We're on that hash, we're gonna do this. And this situation right here with this down and this. And so much stuff goes into it that people just be at home like, damn, Cletus, why don't they just go for it every single time? I appreciate the super chat, but man, you know what I'm saying? It's whatever they want to do, I'm cool with. I'm never that type. You just gotta execute. I only care about execution. You have some people like man, you have to be like Washington State and Texas Tech, like LSU was doing, whatever like that. But look at the execution that Wisconsin played with against Michigan, running traditional pro style concepts, mash Michigan into potatoes, right? Did they have to throw the ball all around the yard? They was just mashing people up. So it's all about execution. Avon Schmidt. Is it Avon Schmidt? Let me know if that's your name. Thank you for the super chat. UF tight end Kyle Pitts has emerged. Can he cut UGA linebackers? Can he cut them? Is this some kind of language? Can he cut them up? Yeah, I think he can. I think the safeties as well. I think UGA going to have trouble defending. We saw that obviously against Notre Dame, but even before that, I just think that they don't have any coverage linebackers. Maybe a Tay Crowder. They were using Tay Crowder to do that against the Notre Dame guy, and he was getting absolutely destroyed doing it. And J.R. Reed can't cover. If they send Kyle Pitts down the field like they were doing and really have him working vertical routes, and if they commit to some type of man coverage, I don't think that UGA can stop him. But I also don't think that Kyle Pitts can just go crazy against UGA either, because I think they'll eventually adjust to that. So maybe that opens up something else. But to me, I think they would struggle to mess with Kyle Pitts. Diesel in the house. Come in with this. The buzz is LSU is more of a threat to Alabama than Georgia. What you think? LSU is more of a threat to Alabama than Georgia. I don't know. People are prisoners of the moment, D. You know that. I don't see how they could say that. There's a certain thing called defense, right? LSU giving up 38 points to who was that? Vanderbilt? 38 to Vanderbilt? Come on, man. Like LSU hadn't played a good defensive team yet. Suppose Alabama's the one to slow them down and they only get 30 points or 24 or 28 points or something like that. Then Alabama still scoring on them because their defense is not ready. You know what I'm saying? So no, I don't know. You got to be balanced, right? I think Georgia's a bigger threat to both of those guys than them guys are a threat to each other. Austin Hicksenball says piss is trash. What the fuck are you doing up on this chat for real? Like somebody get this clown up out. We don't play that. We're having real football conversations here. Come on, man. Vandy defense scored 14 points. Defense still gave up 24 though. Vandy shouldn't be scoring like more than like 14 on anybody, to be honest with you. Sorry about the hey, yeah, D, you know you can't cuss here. Bama has LSU brain on lock. They don't believe. LSU offense first test will be UF. Yeah, that'll be a pretty good. That'll be a pretty. I can't wait for that, man. Hopefully UF is has Jabari Zuniga there at the time, or Jabari Zuniga and CJ Henderson, and I think somebody else was out. Was Kyrie Campbell out of the game? That says I hate MSW talking like that. Yeah, man, I hate that. Makes me mad. Like you just gonna come and say somebody's trash. Like this dude just came in. Dude just come from balling out. You know what I'm saying, and showing himself this season. And you just so it's trash. You're just trying to elicit a response. Like, come on, let's talk football. You can have fun and talk football. You don't have to be a complete dumbass. Campbell was playing. Who was out there? Don't tell me who was. Just tell me who was out. We still have Kadarius Toney out. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. It was Zuniga, CJ Henderson, and somebody else. Oh, Ventrell Miller. There you go. Ventrell Miller was out early in attendance. There you go. Ventrell Miller, very good off-ball linebacker for them. Was surprised not to see Tyreek Stevenson at outside cornerback. Man, we don't know what he's about yet. The man just starting, bro. DJ Daniel at least played some college football, right? When he had a little bit more playing time than Tyreek anyway in the rotation. So his time will come. His time will come. Caleb Herto said, "Who's got the best secondary in the SEC?" I thought we just went through that. You were on the chat last time when we talked about this. I think I said it was a toss up between LSU and Florida, with both of them looking suspect to me. So probably end up being somebody like Mississippi State, because to me, Florida and LSU's secondary is looking extremely suspect. What will Dan's plan on offense be versus Auburn's D line? Try not to get Bo Nix killed. Oh, against Auburn's D line. Dan's playing on offense. Oh, well, he's gonna try not to get trash killed. But I think that Auburn is so ferocious, man, and they shoot off the ball so hard. I don't like saying what I think someone's plan will be. I could tell you what I think they should do. Like I said before, influence blocks, counters, and everything. Get these guys flowing one way, take them back the other way, reverses and stuff. You know what I mean? Hope can Darius Toney be there, somebody like that, right? Different stuff like that, because Auburn flows to the ball like nobody's business, like a pack of tigers or whatever you want to call it. They are really that. So, and it should be to stretch the field, right? I just think that Noah Igbenogany and these guys like that, I don't think they're that good. If I'm being honest about it, I think that those guys can be had. So if they can hold up, which I have a trouble believing that they can hold up against that defensive front, that offensive line, I think he may struggle against Auburn's defensive front. So damned if you do, damned if you don't. But if you start doing those influence blocks, traps, and different influence blocks like that, maybe you slow them down and you kind of retard the defensive pursuit, and then maybe you're able to go up top that way. But I don't know. But I don't think that Auburn can even really play man coverage like that either. So I don't know, man. It's one of those battle of wills kind of thing. I like it, man. I like the strategy behind that, to see where they come up with that. So that should be some pretty good strategizing. Thank you for the super chat. Was that a super chat? It wasn't a super chat. So next time, super chat. Super chat. Loving the unbiased college football talk, man, and keeping the knuckleheads in check constantly on the chat. I'm gonna keep this up. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's what we do here. Me and my band of brothers. Logan says, "Sup, man? What are your early thoughts on the Kobe Dean? What are we supposed to be saying? No, Kobe Dean ain't like he's out there like balling or anything like that. I don't know what to tell you. I know what my thoughts are on the guys that play that are on the big rotation. I like what Quay Walker is doing. I think Tate Crowder had a pretty good game against Notre Dame. He still has a lot of flaws to his game though. And Monty Rice, definitely not that good in coverage, but Monty Rice is just a solid player, man. But I know how you guys are. If it's a freshman, you want to talk about him. So you're talking about literally like the fourth guy in the rotation. Why? Why, Sway? Nolan Smith. We got to talk about the young guys. Let's go ahead and get it out. Our obligatory. Just mention it. George Pickens, Amir White, Nolan Smith, Kobe Dean. We should get a chant. I hate to time out my best friend in real life. He was the best man at my wedding and everything. But I don't think D get it. You can't cuss, bro. Come on, D. You letting me down, bro. Who do you think has the advantage, assuming all starters are healthy? UGA O-line versus Auburn D-line. Man. Assuming everyone is healthy. It was a good battle last year with all those guys. A lot of the same guys return. I'm gonna say it's a push. I'm gonna say it's a push, but the running back talent is so good at UGA that it brings it over the top, right? I think if UGA has some suspect running backs, then it could really be a push, right? But I think when you put guys like Harrion, DeAndre Swift, and those guys with the ball in their hands, with as good as that offensive line is, even with Auburn's defensive line and how great it is, that is just tough to stop to me. So I don't know, but if any team can stop it, I think it will be Auburn. Auburn is the goods, man, as far as that defensive front goes. Better than Alabama's, better than LSU's. Right on par with, I think, with like Clemson's. Ohio State, though. Ohio State, but we don't know about Ohio State. They ain't playing nobody. KG Britt and O and Pat, they the truth. Yeah, they're pretty good, man. JP says Auburn's front four is the best, and I'm a UGA fan. Better than Florida. Oh, man, I forgot about Florida. Florida, man, that's a tough one. I think the defensive talent, right? The defensive tackles position. I think when you have a legit, can't nobody mess with, unmesswittable defensive tackle, I just think it makes your defense that much. It makes it that tough. Makes it that tough, man. I like Kyrie Campbell and Dunlap and these guys like that, but I think Derek Brown and these guys are just a little bit cut above that. But by that same manner, though, I think a guy like Jeremiah Moon may be better than Big Cat Bryant and Marlon Davidson. I thought Marlon Davidson's he's a really good player, right? I always go about who would start on whose team. If you're making a team between the front seven, between those two teams, who would start? You know, who would be your outside linebackers in that particular team? Let me know. Would you start at outside linebacker? Would you start Big Cat Bryant and Marlon Davidson? An edge player, no matter what, 4 down front or 3-4. Would you start Big Cat Bryant and Marlon Davidson, or would you start Jeremiah Moon and John Grenard? That's hard. See, most of the people don't even know who the hell those guys are. So you Auburn and Florida people chime in on that. I never said that man might be going to UGA. Come on, man. What's wrong with these people? That's why you can't say shit like that on the internet. And people are going there and be like, oh, he said that Chase Bryce going there. I did not. Well, Zuniga, they got him playing more on the but I don't know. It's hard to say that he's a tackle though. Like Derek Brown and Zuniga are two totally different players. But they play Zuniga at more of a 5 technique, where Derek Brown is legit almost like a shade. Like he's right. You can put him right over the center. So it's just different. Just different. You never heard, you not even think you heard something like that. You think I would just willy nilly throw out like, oh, somebody at Clemson right now that is a member of Clemson is going to Georgia, and I will put my fucking reputation on the line. Come on, man, you know better than that. I don't care about the Heisman right now. Nobody's played anybody. He said, "I thought Zuniga's a DN. He's not. I just told you who your outside linebacker. He's a DN, but in a 3-4, right? So he's a 5 technique. So it's different. The edge players for at Florida are Jeremiah Moon and Grenard, John Grenard. Those are your edge players. So I'm saying they play him at a 5 technique, where Derek Brown is almost like a 1 technique. Two vastly different positions. How will folks start Bama's RPO slant? What is this, 1976? Then they already you watch the playoffs, bro. Y'all can't cuss. I can cuss. Hey, this dude tripping with the stop the RPO slant stuff. Come on, man. You tripping, bro. They been stopped that. These old misses in these teams can't stop it. No, because they can't press it. The way to stop that is you got to have receivers who can play up on and force Tua to hold the ball. That's just it. You can't be back off. That's what makes me mad about South Carolina, where I said that Will Muschamp should be fired. Yeah, people 7-8 yards off the slot receiver. That's where the slant's going to come. It's going to be from either the slot receiver or maybe the boundary, the receiver to the boundary or something like that, right? If you press up on them, that takes that away automatically. If you got a guy like DeAndre Baker, like he was pressed up on Jerry Jeudy, he's going to make you hold the ball. You're going to have to go ahead and pitch that bad boy. Or you're going to have to, go ahead and just give the inside zone off. But you're acting like Alabama won a national title or something last year. It was stopped. So nigga has played 3 technique on obvious passing down. Yeah, but he's probably not 250 pounds, bro. It's a big difference. Derek Brown is a 310-pound defensive tackle. You guys on this exotic orange juice are really playing this game? Devon Wilson will be good against that slot work. That was going to be a nice matchup right there. I know they automatically placing Devon Wilson there, though. What happened to Mark Webb? Devon Wilson is not even a nickel. The nickel. Wasn't he the dime guy? Yeah, Derek Brown's not bigger than I thought. He's 325. And what is Jabari Zuniga? He's probably like 240 or something like that. These people out here be on that wody. Brenton Cox. What are you talking about, Brenton Cox? He's getting Brenton Cox getting a lot of work. I think Brenton Cox needs the on that exotic pass rush screen. Yeah, he can be super versatile, but he's not. He's 250, but he's not 325 pounds. You can't put him at a 1 technique. He's there in obvious passing situations because that's a sub package. Derek Brown is just there, period. Sub, whatever. That's what he does. He's 325 pounds. He's a monster. He's a game plan wrecker. It's hard to run on a guy like that, and he's extremely athletic. Those are two totally different players. Divide pass Webb. Is that official? This is official? What are we talking about here? There's people with the how many championship stuff like that. These people aren't adding anything to a football discussion. So get them out, coach. There you go. That's what we want to do. We want to talk football and learn about football. You can get that. How many Cletus? How many titles has UGA won since 1980? Like, how many times have that been said just today? Probably a million times. Like, come on, let's talk real football. Wilson is more fluid than Webb. Wilson's a better defensive prospect than Mark Webb, no doubt about that. But Webb was the guy that was starting, so he passed him in one game. Like, who started the nickel spot, or was it kind of a rotational thing during the game? I have to go back and look at that. Wilson definitely outplayed Webb, no doubt about it. Webb came from wide receiver and Webb started. Webb came, confused. We all know he came from wide receiver, bro. If I was out there a lot on nickel, that's I think that's you're misconstruing what I'm saying. Devon was out there a lot, but was he playing the nickel spot? Because he was out there in a sub package. So when he was out there, Mark Webb was also out there. So I just want to know if they only had their nickel package in, right? And there was only one back out there because when you saw Divide, you saw Mark Webb as well, because it was a dime. It was a dime rotation. So who was the actual nickel back, the first guy to come in? Like who was that starter? And Tate Crowder came from the run. Oh my god, I'm, I'm confused by these people. They're saying this is worse than these people that be coming and they be saying the stuff like Les has my boy Lester has the whole. Did you know that Bo Nix dad played at Auburn and stuff? You know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that. Yes, we all know that Tate Crowder was a running back at Georgia, bro. You're talking to these people are actual Georgia fans right here. Oh, somebody about to get timed out. Who's Sam King? Yeah, Sam King looking very time outable. D, you said something, D? Got him out, coach. Do you think our offensive coordinator needs to call some better plays? These people kill me. These people kill me. Like you got to be able to think your way out of it. Who the hell is our, bro? You got 1,000 people represented up in here, 1,000 different teams. Like, what is our? This ain't. I'm confused. This isn't a LSU chat or whomever you're talking about. This ain't a Alabama chat. Georgia Bulldogs. Why you say our? What is the difference between a nickelback and a roverback? Nickelback. All right, so a nickelback is universal. That'll be your fifth defensive back in the game, right? So you start the game out with four backs, four defensive backs, two corners, two safeties. The next guy up usually going to be you're going to remove a linebacker or however you want to do that. You may remove a lineman, but that next guy in who's usually a defensive back, that's your nickelback. A roverback is a specific title in someone's playbook. Some people would call it a rover. Some people may call it a spur, or you know what I mean. It's signifying a certain type of position, not you know what I'm saying, not a formation or personnel signification, if you get what I'm saying right there. So a rover in some schemes could be like a guy who's a hybrid between a linebacker and a safety, and you would bring him in nickel situations, right? Usually it's a way to defend the close side of a defense, meaning the strong side of a defense, right? So you bring that guy in, and he may be a little bit bigger, so he can defend tight ends. Maybe he's maybe like an Isaiah Simmons, right? I forget what Clemson calls that position that they have right there, but something like that. That's why you get a lot of people, right? They'll say specific names and they never played football before, so they think that these names are universal. Like not every scheme has a buck in it. I hate or a jack. You know what I mean? These people like a jack backer. Like that's when he's only a jack in this coach's scheme because that's what they call it in their particular playbook. He could be a buck over here, or he could be or whatever they want to call their particular a rocket position. Right? I've heard all kinds of different terms like that. So hopefully that answers your question right there. But the nickel is your fifth defensive back, and your rover is a position specific player who's probably some type of hybrid player in a sub package, or it could be one of those packages where they are based in a sub package, maybe like a 4-2-5 or 3-3-5 or 3-5-3 or something like that. You know what I mean? So there it is. Probably had to. Hopefully you got that. JP said it used to be Will, Sam, and Mike when I played. It's still Will, Sam, and Mike if you're in a 4-3 defense. That's just weak side, strong side, and middle. That's another critic up here says safety says linebacker type player. What did I just say, bro? Murph, yes, Wilson started, was in on the very first tackle. Dang. And Mark Well wasn't out there? You're saying he started, but they could have been in a dime package. Was Mark Webb out there as well? They had Mark Endavot listed as number 1 at nickel on depth chart. Mark's name was first. It doesn't matter whose name. It matters when they went into that package, who was on the field. If they're both on the field, then that's a dime package, and they're pretty much essentially still the same player. Where they do it in that defense, I think one's a star, and then it's the Nick Saban thing. So the next guy up, your dime back, they call it a money. James Conn said in the 3-4 is Will, Sam, Mike, and Jack. That's in one person's 3-4. I've seen different. Some people come from different coaching trees, and they wouldn't call theirs like a Will, Sam, and a Mike. I've been in one where it was a Mike and a Mac. They were both inside linebackers called Mike and a Mac. That's what I'm saying. People who don't, you know what I'm saying? People who don't understand and they just read stuff, they take it to everywhere. You know what I mean? And they make it universal for everyone. But then you get some coaches, they be like, well, that's not what I call my people. Everybody's playbook is just different, right? A lot of these guys do come from the same coaching staff, like Coach Smart, Coach Pruitt, Saban and all that. They're going to use that same playbook that they grew up with. But a lot of these guys come from other people, and their shit is just way different, the way they label their position. So here we go. Avon, did you say that's how you say your name? Does 12-1 UF make it over 13-0 Clemson? 12-1 UF with a loss to whom? Because I would have to think not, because Clemson's going to get that love because they went to the playoff and smashed everybody. Lost to LSU? I don't know. Everybody's all on LSU. Supposed LSU loses 2 games. So I would say, no, I wouldn't know. Not over undefeated defending national champion. They would want them to defend their national championship, wouldn't they? Is Indy the best offense that Georgia will see in the regular season, or should Georgia be worried more about a prolific offense? In the regular season, who else is there? I think Florida's offense will be just as good as Notre Dame's. Very similar, actually. Do you see any schematic fixes for UGA's D-line to get more sacks against better competition? There's nothing wrong with the scheme, man. You just have players that are just young, bro. That's just what it was. You lose DeAndre Walker. If he was in the scheme, he would have more sacks. That's just what it is. These guys have to grow and become one within themselves. So there's no scheme fix. It's a tried and true scheme. They'll get there though. You know, they're young players. But I was telling people before though, don't count these sacks that they're getting against Murray State and thinking that's what's going to happen against a team that has NFL offensive linemen on it like Notre Dame does. It makes it different. But pressure is one thing as well. Pressure can cause mistakes. I think we saw pressure cause a mistake against Notre Dame. Sam King says he promises he won't be a dumb Florida fan anymore. We'll give you another chance, bro. But the next one though, you gotta, instead of timing you out, we're gonna block you. Jay Lee, it was personnel. Only a few times did we have Jermaine Johnson, Ojulari, and Nolan in had run stoppers in. Bro, you're not gonna have all those outside linebackers in the game at the same time all the time. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to. What makes a good team is sometimes somebody passes on first down, right? When you do have your base personnel package in. Devontae Wyatt, he should be able to get a sack. You know what I'm saying? You can't depend on just outside. You're going to have 30 outside linebackers on the field at the same time. I would start gashing these dudes. 3rd and long, I'm running the ball. You still have to be able to get production out of your base personnel. Quentin Williams, he played on first down. And guess what Quentin Williams did? On first down, if you pass the ball, he was going to sack you. Well, Sam, you want to get my opinion on some Florida stuff? Super chat it, bro. Don't come in here with the goofy bias stuff. Diesel asks, you think Clemson has the depth to weather injuries? Seems like it might be a big weakness for them. No, Clemson's pretty loaded, bro. Clemson is pretty loaded. What the thing about Clemson is that it is probably the best developing talent program in the country, right? So while they did lose some talent there, you notice that they haven't lost much of a step. was the most somebody scored on them this year, probably like 14 points or something like that thus far. They haven't played anybody. But man, I can name off all kinds of cats that's just starving and raring to go. And the thing what Clemson does, it creates quality depth by playing a lot of people. A lot of people are in short rotation. Alabama had that last year. I was like, man, if one or two players get hurt at Alabama, I thought it could be a wrap for them. And we saw an injury or two that some people really do them in, and we saw do them in this year with having to play freshmen and stuff. Clemson don't have them type of problems because they always play these people anyway, right? They're going through guys you be like, damn, why they in? And they'll be in the second series of the game. So they're not just letting them come in and play against in garbage time against people, D. They're letting them play right away. So that's how they establish it. They want to play as many people as possible and have everyone ready and create quality depth that way. So Clemson has a pretty substantial amount of depth. That's another critic says Wisconsin has the best player development, always does the most with the least. It does pretty good, man, but it's not like we've seen them win a Big Ten championship or anything like that. So it does very good. But Clemson has won a national championship with recruiting classes in the 12s and stuff like that. That's crazy to me. You got guys recruiting in the 1s and 2s, the top 2 recruiting classes can't even go to the playoffs and stuff like that. So imagine that. Does UGA 2-gap in their base front? They do 2-gap sometimes. They're multiple. So sometimes they're 2-gapping, sometimes they're 1-gap penetrating. So they don't just do one thing. Back in 2011, Alabama was just 2-gapping, but you'll see Georgia in their base defense on first down in a nickel front. Mick Griff says, "What up, Murph? What up, Mick? Caleb's out of here. Thank you, Caleb. I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna get to work on that shirt ASAP. Get it out to you." Ross Fryer said they played 111 players the other night. He ain't kidding either. They probably took people out the stands and was playing them. That's what Clemson does, man. They just play a lot of people. What are they saying, Steph, about UGA? Webb didn't come in until Stokes got hurt. Damn. Well, that was like the second or third play of the game. So you're right. Then he passed him. I thought, you know what I'm saying? You saw what I said in the site on the site. I said what? I thought Mark Webb was a liability. I think he had struggles to cover. He was the one that got smoked on the when they played, what was it, the Murray State game, right? And I was thinking, remember I said fast forwarding some of the players that LSU was playing in the slot or even Florida, right? When they playing Van Jefferson against Mark Webb, come on, man. Van Jefferson would eat his lunch. But Van Jefferson against Davai Wilson, that's about to be cold. But Jerry Jeudy and Mark Webb, come on, man. But I like Mark Webb, though, on those packages where he just blitzes. I think you could put him out there almost like a Channing Tindall. He's a good blitzer. I think he's a very solid tackler. There's a role for a Mark Webb, but it shouldn't be your starting nickelback. Mick Griff coming here talking about stuff we talked about 2 hours ago. Yeah, we talked about De'Aaron King, bro, from Houston, red shirt. Jay Lee, what up? Was taking Ben Cleveland out worth putting Schaefer in? Was taking Ben Cleveland out worth putting Schaefer in? Man. Schaefer, you thought Schaefer did bad, though? Man, I don't even think Schaefer did that bad. That wouldn't be my lineup. It wouldn't be my lineup, but then again, I'm not their coach. So I would go. I was thinking about this. Obviously, Andrew Thomas, if Solomon Kenley can't go, I would like to see what Jamari Sawyer has at left guard. Got to see Sawyer, man, eventually. He does not need to be at a tackle, right? Does not need to be at a tackle. If Wilson is back, he's there at his normal spot. And then you have no, actually, I would like to see Cade Mays there. That'll be a good way to get your best players in right there. So see what Cade Mays does at left guard, Trey Hill at center, right guard Ben Cleveland, and Isaiah Wilson. All three of those guys in the game at the same time. Man, Cade Mays didn't look good at right tackle, so I'm gonna have to be real about it. You know, I've talked mad trash before about what I thought Cade Mays could do to people, but when it came down to it, and he had to face a guy like Julian Okwara from Notre Dame, Okwara was getting in his ass. No Vaseline. Pause. Best college football game I ever watched. It was this Auburn LSU game. It was like 6-3. For a defensive guy, it was crazy. They was hitting hard than a mama jummer. It was, I don't know if y'all remember that game. It was Auburn LSU. Avon, your Murph, by the way, you've been saying my name right. Thanks for asking. No shout outs, Avon. Avon Schmidt. Maurice said he was probably Maurice. Is this Maurice? How old are you, Maurice? Wilson was cussing K Mays out for messing up. Yeah. I don't doubt it. Hey, Maurice, you only 21. I ain't know that, bro. Yeah, you were definitely a kid because it was like 2006. Auburn versus LSU. Jamarcus Russell was the quarterback. Diesel in here talking. That's why I'm not gonna lie. When I saw my best friend come up in here and he want to talk about football, I'd be like, oh, why? Why is this happening to me? Like when Dot came up here. Dot was up in here too, D. D coming up here and doing shit that, you know what I'm saying, that I get on people for doing. I'm gonna get on my best friend since 9th grade. D up here talking about Fields and the Heisman. Could we name the schools that Fields played again? I don't think D was here for that segment earlier. Somebody name off the schools that Justin Fields has played, that Ohio State has played thus far. Tell Diesel who he played. And get him, y'all. Have to do it to my own boy. Gotta kill my own dog. That's Mike Vick shit. All right, here we go, D. RoboCop Tech. The Detroit School of Tire Changing and Tire Shine. I had that one before. You already said that one before. You gotta get something else. Teletubby Tech, Krusty Krab University. D. They played the New Mexico School of Culinary Arts. D. Transfer Portal Tech, says Pap. Helen Keller A&M, says Tate Shaw. Goodwill University, says Suzuki. Muscle Relaxer Minions, says Jay Lee. Wet Queef Tech, says Doug Buchanan. The Kia says they played Dollar General. My man said they played Salvation Army State. They played Phoenix University. Need we go on? Do you get the point now, D? East Florida Hanging Chad Tech, says Ross. The Oklahoma Off-Brand, says Pap. Beast Mode says Popcorn State. Brandon Barr says Bengay A&M. D said he got accepted the Wet Queef Tech on a full ride. He's right too. He said Jones said they played flag football champions. OJ's White Bronco says ITT Tech. OJ, where you at with your obligatory though, homie? Lester says Tennessee Whiskey. Pap says Personal File A&M. Tate says Orphan Tech. Doug says East Dakota University. And UGA Dog says Floppy Atlantic. They actually played Blue Mountain State right off the set of Blue Mountain State. The East Oakland Black Panthers. Oh, come on. I don't know if we do that. Phoenix High School, says Les. Hey, no, I ain't gonna say that. Southeast Mountain School of the Mentally Impaired, says Steph. Krispy Kreme Doughboys. McDonald's Tech University, says Kenneth. Justin over here salty. I'm not going to repeat that about Notre Dame. Everybody fakes injuries. Run, punt, pass, all-star, says J.R. Fly. Tennessee's Spare Trash Can University, says Game Space Nemesis. Tate Shaw says Billy Madison School of Rock. North Southern West Virginia University of that's one of my favorite right there. North Southern West Virginia University of Pennsylvania. I said one of them the other day too. It was crazy. Great Value University. Norman High School. Let's have to interject. So he dealt with a girl who dropped off at Phoenix High School in Lawrenceville back in the day. Join the club, bro. I think every one of us that was in that area messed with a chick that went to Phoenix. D, you messed with a chick that went to Phoenix? LAME Community College. Arkansas's math and science. South Alabama Pop Warner rejects. Murph says, I'm Santee. Oh, Santee. Here we go with Santee. Murph, I'm looking at Schaefer at left guard. That's not hard. Third quarter, 141 left, 2nd and 3. I'll get there, bro. But, man, come on, bro. Everybody makes some. Come on. Yeah, not everybody was perfect in that game. Even Solomon Kinley before he went out was, you know what I'm saying? All right. So where we at? So I think D gets the place. My wife is right. Besides, I plead the come on, D. Wow. Dang, she ain't watching it. What's up? What's up, Mrs. Diesel? I want to say your real name on here. Well, shit, D real name on here. So what's up, Shauna? Did you see McCall Hardman TD against Ravens? Yeah, we saw it, bro. Jimmy Garoppolo's flag football team. All right, where we at? You guys got some questions? D says, she says, hi. What up, Shauna? I love Shauna. That's my lady. My man said, not even gonna lie, Murph, I've been using that's cold. Nah, that ain't me, bro. That's some New York stuff. Your Ben Noriega always saying that's cold. But all serious, who has any of the big four Heisman candidates played so far? So I was trying to tell you, it's not a good sample size for people right now. They're putting everybody in there. Your boy Joe Burrow. They said Joe Burrow was undraftable. When I was doing all the Joe Burrow stuff, people were making fun of me for doing Joe Burrow content up here on the channel with the film studies and stuff. Now they're saying he's a first-round draft pick in 4 games. Ain't played Texas. That was the best team he played, and Texas doesn't have a good defense. Doesn't have a good secondary at all. Obligatory. Sad what happened to me. Yeah, man. Keanu Neal, man. That's messed up. Man, Sam had the super chat one in. The SLSU Mud Dogs. SCLSU, man. SCLSU Mud Dogs. Payless Shoes University. Hey man, they ain't doing Matt Landers correctly. Yeah, man. I didn't like to think about Keanu Neal, man. I feel bad for that dude, man. Nah, I didn't see that, man. Nobody wants to watch LSU play all these teams that Ohio State just played. I have a thing this year. I cannot watch terrible competition. Brandon House says, Merch, you watch any baseball? He definitely don't subscribe to the Top Billing brand, the alternate channel. I'm a huge baseball fan. Man, I got the baseball film studies over there. Do you think Colin Hill has any chance to have production this weekend? They are playing. Who are they playing? Auburn? Is it Auburn or who are they playing? Murph, you can't listen to the noise. These people get paid to switch opinions every week. Joe Burrow is legit, but like you say, it's week 4. Asking about Heisman is like asking who going to win college football. I told people that all the time, man. People be like, Murph, give me your final 4 Heisman. Your final 4 Heisman. And then after that, Murph, give me your final 4 college playoff teams. I'm like, damn, after 4 weeks, and some of these teams haven't even played a ranked opponent? That's cold. OSU played Nebraska Saturday. What's the over and under? Nebraska is pretty much Family Dollar Technical Institute. OJ's white Bronco. Dang, somebody threw a shot at FSU. I don't even know if I want to read that. Dang, that's hard. All right, so what's the next team on the list to talk about their flaw? Somebody give me a team. Man say, where's the baseball channel? Dang, you crazy. It's not a baseball channel. It's an alternate channel that has baseball content on it. Top Billing. Just search Top Billing brand. Chop on. You want Georgia, UF, Bama, Wisconsin? Oh, we might be going too far in life with that. It could be though, but not doing Wisconsin because they beat Michigan. Penn State. Oh, everybody getting crazy now. That's like the dude who threw in the Florida State Miami game when I asked him about the top games in October. Texas, the playoff team. Very confused. Diesel wants Bama, so we're gonna go with Diesel. Just because I probably owe Diesel money from like 10th grade or something like that. So he wins. All right, Alabama. Did we already do Alabama? I thought we already did Alabama. But Alabama, obviously the flaw in Alabama is going to be both lines of scrimmage, and that's tough to say for Alabama. Alabama right now that's having a tough time getting rushing the passer, right? And this is against nobody's. They're having a tough time getting the quarterback on the ground. He might get 1 or 2 sacks a game or whatever like that. But the old Alabama piling up close to double-digit sacks and creating havoc and crazy stuff like that, that's not there right now. That's not right there. They're having trouble with the second level players being able to defend on the inside as far as pass coverage goes. The offensive line, to me, along the interior can be had, right? So when they play against some of these teams like an Auburn or something like that, Derek Brown might be eating someone's lunch. Though. But Alabama is so good with what its strength is. Obviously, the offensive line, you would have to say about the run game as well. I think any team with a half decent rushing attack can really stifle Alabama's run game just because the offensive line is not getting that interior push, right? And then the type of running backs that it has right now, it may need one of those super explosive Keelan Robinson types to kind of make something happen. Because if you make Najee Harris slow his feet, right, he always going to try to bounce everything to the outside to begin with, and he's not fast at all, right? He's got a little bit of agility on him, but he's a big ass dude trying to bounce everything. You make him slow his roll, try to force him to the outside, you can get him before he gets going, just because the offensive line is not being what it was in the past. So I don't know, but it's still Alabama, man. That passing attack is off the chain. The coaching is off the chain, and just the overall talent level, man. There's still some big horses there. But where's Raekwon Davis? I thought he was going to have a super year, right? Especially against goofy competition that they're playing right now. I was like, man, Raekwon's going to be dominating, looking like Quinnen Williams or something like that. He ain't looking like that, so maybe he was a flash in the pan or something like that, right? Anthony Jennings and Terrell Lewis coming back as an edge player. He looks pretty decent. But will he look decent against good competition? Somebody has good offensive linemen and stuff like that. But here's the kicker. Everybody that they play don't have good offensive lines. It'll be until the SEC championship game if they were to get past LSU. Because even LSU's offensive line is a little suspect. So who out there could even really compete with Alabama? That's a soft schedule. Everybody's talking about everybody else's schedule. That's a soft schedule Alabama's playing as well. So those warts may be hid up until championship game time, unless they lose to LSU. So if you can put pressure on Tua, he panics, can't handle the heat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This dude tripping right here, Duke and Virginia Tech. This is really, I've never seen this dude before. He literally just saw a live stream. Like, you got to be bored, bro. Jay Morrissey, how you hear about this? You just saw live streams, like just perusing YouTube or something like that? But nobody never heard me even mention the words Duke and Virginia Tech on this channel before. Thoughts on Bama giving up 300 passing yards to Carolina? That's what I said, man. The pass rush ain't there, and that puts a lot of pressure on those cornerbacks. And those cornerbacks right now, to me, Trayvon Diggs is pretty good, but he's not some otherworldly type of talent, right? Patrick Surtain, he's pretty good or whatever like that. But you got a soft spot at the safety position with Jared Maiden. You have perhaps the best safety in all of college football in Xavier McKinney, though, right? But he gets to roam and squat the box and then pause for Aaron Holland. Remember, he said pause whenever we say something about a box. He said pause. So I don't know what's going on in Aaron Holland's life, but he said pause when we talked about the box. That was weird. But anybody remember that? That was too funny. We jumped off. Oh yeah, it was box sniffing. Aaron Holland said pause the box sniffing. We were like, what the heck? Hope Aaron is not watching this. He probably be mad in a moment. All right. Yeah, but I'm saying you gotta get that pass rush, man. You can't hang those corners out to dry. It's just a lot of unevenness in Alabama, and that defense to me is, I would say, just above average. If I'm being real about it, it's just above average. So, but who can stop that passing attack? They may just be able to Washington State you, like a Washington State on steroids or a Texas Tech on steroids. So that's might be what Alabama's about. And it can very well win the national championship doing that. That's crazy. Surtain or Campbell? I'm going with Surtain. Stephen Lowry says Campbell. He just says that because he's a UGA fan, so he should be blocked. Should probably be blocked. But we're doing unbiased analysis here. I disagree. Delpit better than McKinney. I said possibly, man. Calm down. You guys don't understand. There are certain things called qualifier words, right? If I say something is perhaps the best or possibly the best, that leaves room for your opinion as well. That's not saying I'm tried and true with what it said. So that's your opinion. I think Delpit and McKinney are pretty much even right now. There's some stuff, and Delpit is struggling a little bit this year. McKinney ain't. Who is the most underrated defensive player you have studied on film? Get them on sentence structure, Murph. Got to get them on sentence structure, man. They just be going off the they jump off the roof with it. And that's my boy Maurice too. Underrated defensive player you studied on film. I hate these questions, man. If you're not prepared for them, they're really hard because I think of 1,000 people. Most underrated player. Probably the kid from Florida. Now, a lot of people don't talk about Jeremiah Moon. That dude be doing everything. They have him doing everything. They keep switching their funds. Dr. Pressure, that dude, he be having him at a 7 technique. They'll have him covering down Phil and stuff. I think Jeremiah Moon needs a little bit more publicity. Yeah, they only hear 75% of the words that they do. Like the dude said that I said that Chase Bryce was going to Georgia. Come on, man. People don't be talking about Jacob Phillips. Jacob Phillips is very good. Bias cleanser response. Oh yeah, Nolan Turner. But Nolan Turner, somebody I put Nolan Turner on the map. Nobody was talking about Nolan Turner last year, and people would be like, "Why is he in the game, Cletus?" Nolan Turner is definitely one of them. Nolan Turner is that he's the goods. I like him better than Tanner Muse and Kayvon Wallace. Sam King says, "Wow, I'm shocked you said Moon, but I ain't gonna complain." Who'd you want me to say? Avon? UFPROU royalty checks for Dr. Pressure soon. Nah, I'm trying. People keep talking about Third and Grantham and all this and stuff like that. Man, I gave him something. He needs to holler at your boy. I could get Dr. Pressure on a podcast too, because my boy Coach K know him. Notre Dame tight end playing like Fatone Bada. I'm confused. Notre Dame tight end playing like Fatone Bada. Somebody has to explain that one to me. I feel a joke somewhere in there. Fatone was physical. Was he physical? The Ryan videos do seem like he popped out of nowhere. I wonder if he meant Isaac Nada. He probably meant Isaac Nada. And hopefully he didn't mean Isaac Nada because Isaac Nada wasn't playing like that Notre Dame tight end. That Notre Dame tight end was doing shit that Isaac Nada could only dream of. You on that exotic OJ? You on that exotic orange juice? Come on, man. What he got? Come on, man. He's super chatty. You can't say he on the exotic orange juice. Would you mean Isaac Nada, OJ? CNT gave him a glass. He said, "Yeah, my bad." Nah. I was like, Fatone Bada. What the heck? What do you think Noah? Who? I don't know who that is, bro. I only know people who play college football right now, so you can't even super chat that out me. We're talking about people that play football right now. That one drive against Florida. Yeah, that one drive. When people talk about a drive, it is a drive where they were literally playing like super off coverage, right? And he kept throwing a out route. Something ain't go right in your career. The drive. Why they talk about the drive? Who's the original person with the drive? It was something like in the Super Bowl. Isaac Nada's the drive was in like an obligatory Florida game. The drive. Did Isaac Nada get drafted? Yeah, I think he was like a 6 or 7 round pick. Sorry, Brandon, but you ain't get the message, bro. I told you, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to talk about no recruits. People are actually playing football right now. Why are we hypothetically talking about some kids that we don't know what we don't know anything about? I mean, we know about them, but we can't talk about, man, recruit. When recruiting season gets here, we'll get it in, man. But for now, let's just talk about give these people respect that are on the field. We just saw Notre Dame play Georgia. You want to talk about some 2020 recruits? Get your keys out because Nana's going on a drive. That's that drive, though. He's only going on that one drive. Driving Miss Daisy. A man said more like Gronk in his prime. Yeah, Cole Kmet was killing them boys. Thoughts on Jamar Chase? What's beyond the... I think when people come in with these like the generic things, they should say, has he talked about Jamar Chase yet? I only talked to Jamar Chase like 2 or 3 times. Jamar Chase is good. Can Mississippi State compete with Auburn? I don't think so. Can Mississippi State score? That's what I wonder about Mississippi State's ability to score, and I think they're going to really frustrate that. What's the true freshman QB they have at Mississippi State? Oh, I'm sorry. Las Vegas with a super chat. Delpa seems to be playing not to get hurt like Wilson at Bama was last year. Man, why you say that? Because he got trucked? They keep talking about that man getting trucked, man. If you know what I'm saying? If you don't, we said it before, Les. If you don't turn down the funk, sometimes you're gonna get funked over, right? You know what I mean, man, he got trucked, man. Everybody keep talking about that. Everybody's whole opinion on that man is because he got trucked. Is Mizzou pass defense really legit? Dang, man, you killing me, bro. You know I ain't watched no Mizzou. Who's Mizzou played for me to be watching Mizzou yet? When Mizzou's about to be up for one of these teams that I cover, then that's when I'll get on Mizzou. But who did they hold? Who did they beat? This must have been somebody you're talking about. Threw for 180 yards and no touchdown and interception against Kentucky. Oh, Mizzou beat up on Kentucky? And the Florida people were going ham talking about what they did to Kentucky, and then they lose to Mizzou. Oh, Mizzou beat USC Junior. But USC Junior got their props off of a soft Alabama defense. I don't know. Is that a letdown when you play Alabama and then you got to turn around and play Missouri? Yeah, I know. Duvernay's that's what he does. Is SECE and SEC West finally reaching parity? Oh, that's a good question. That is a good question. It'd be if you think Alabama and LSU are legit, right? Auburn, I would say, has a chance to be legit. And then from there, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Arkansas, and these teams like that, I don't know. A&M not looking that good. Then on the other side, you got Georgia is legit, and people just don't know. It'll be Florida. I don't think so, because after Florida, if we say Florida's legit, Tennessee's letting people down. USC East is letting people down. Vanderbilt's trash. Kentucky's trash. So I don't know. I would still have to give it to the SEC West. But I think as an overall conference, I think that the SEC may be a little bit overrated, man. I think college football might be a little bit overrated. There's so many bad teams out there, man. Kid says Florida isn't legit. Why isn't Florida legit, though, the kid? Can you say this? Let me guess. You're a Georgia fan. Arkansas is poopy. That's hard. That's hard. Madison Jones all late. We already did Clemson, bro. The kid says he wants receipts. Yeah, let me know why you don't think Florida's legit. Now let him answer. Tennessee lets people down might be the biggest understatement. All hell Georgia State. Receipts are the film. So he's taking the goofy way out. Receipts are the film. They're undefeated, bro. So give us specific examples of why you think this team, and you better hurry up too, because they're warming up that block button. I can already see it because you came with the receipts are the film stuff. Give us I'm giving analysis here. Humor me and give me some analysis. Poor offense and the Kentucky game. Miami game. He's just saying games. 5, 4. They about to do him in. Say goodbye to the kid. I ain't say nothing. They said don't even engage him. He gone. Damn. Timed him out. Come on, man. Why can't you give me some real stuff? He probably couldn't name 5 players on Florida. Like, give me some actual. That's why I'm trying to talk with y'all, baby. I'm trying to talk with y'all. If you know me, you can ask Diesel right there. If Diesel talk to me, ask me something about football, I go in on it, right? He learned something from me, right? Being around me talking about football or whatever like that. It'll be the same thing with him. Diesel is the best mechanic out there. I'm talking about high-end exotic supercars and stuff like that, right? D ain't gonna come in. I'm gonna say some dumb shit, right? He gonna ask me to get analytical with it, right? He gonna let me just say some blanket generic shit. Oh, speaking of Diesel, Diesel says I ain't paying you just to have you stare like that again. I need to screenshot this. Next time somebody says something dumb, D, I will definitely stare like that again because that was goofy. He said the Miami game. Come on, fam. Sad Bone says Florida. That's what I'm saying. He could have said something like that. Florida is struggling to run. That's legit. Florida is actually struggling to run. The run game is trash dookie. Michael P. Ron out there hammer dancing. It's hammer time, right? His big ass, he's 220 something pounds, and he hammer dancing and don't want to get upfield. And they had a little bit of success against Tennessee. They had some of the line combinations. They moved Stone Forsythe, I think, over to the right side, and they had Richard Garage in at times and tried to do this and that or whatever like that. I need to see more of that. And it was against Tennessee. We have to be real about it. It was against Tennessee. So I gotta see. But yes, that is a legit, like what Zach Bolton said, Florida is struggling to run. But guess what? So is Alabama. So is LSU. Like a lot of these teams are struggling to run. I'm sorry, I missed some. Brandon Howell said Nakobe Dean Sillin, should he be starting? No, he shouldn't be starting. What's up with these people and these freshmen in 2020 guys, man? Why would he be starting? They're fine. They're good. Tay Crowder and Monty Rice and then Quay Walker. If anybody should be starting, it should be Quay Walker. That's the guy right there. Quay Walker. He brings a different element. He can stack and shed blocks. He's extremely physical. He's not trying to just hit a big dude like that, man. That's what I would like to see. No. We don't got to talk about every 5-star or every 2020 guy. Brandon Howell on one today, man. Come on, Brandon. You let me down today, bro. P. Ryan and Najee are twins. Yeah, they be dancing together. Hey, who was them? Millie Vanilli? P. Ryan and Najee Harris out there like Millie Vanilli dancing together. They need to get upfield. Michael P. Ryan and Najee Harris both need to get upfield and stop dancing. Do I think that every team on the UJs will try to expose UJ's linebackers in the middle of their defense? It's a possibility, but let's go through the schedule. Who on there has a outside of Florida with Kyle Pitts? Who has anybody as good as Cole Kmet? See, people ain't never heard of Cole Kmet, so they didn't know that he existed really, right? But you can go up and down. Who's going to do it? Even Alabama ain't got a threat like that. J.R. be a second or third round. Man, I think J.R. could push for perhaps a late first round draft. He's very solid. Najee Looks still needs a breakout game. He had a pretty good game. Eastern Washington School of Idaho Tech in Nebraska. Maybe the tall receiver at Tennessee. No, see, that doesn't count. He's a receiver, so he's going to be coming from a little bit different. They're going to put a defensive back on him. Cole Kmet, they had no answer for. Dude's like 6'5", 6'6", 250 or something like that. K-Lee back. You need a really good line to dance and wait for blocks. Exactly. Millie Vanilli. They covered him pretty good in the second half. Yeah, they did until like the end of the game. He got loose a little bit. He definitely didn't have the same second half as he had the first half, though. Meaning Cole Kmet at Notre Dame, the tight end. Jalen Hurts is more physical than P. Ron. That's facts. Jalen don't dance. He's trying to get upfield. My thoughts on the Georgia-Florida game being played at home instead of in Jacksonville. I normally don't comment on stuff like that because I honestly couldn't give a rip less because that's some fan type stuff. I just whenever the game's played, I break down the film and we go from there. But uh, I would say that I'm pretty sure for those people it would be pretty. I think I heard it was either Tim Tebow or Jesse Palmer, and those guys obviously they work in the media, and they were like, this is my first time ever being at Athens, and I was like, man, that's crazy. Tim Tebow played against all those games against Georgia and Jesse Palmer as well at Florida, and they had never ever played in Athens. So when I started to hear that, and I'm like, man, yeah, it'd be kind of cool for like a home and home. You said Milli Vanilli and I can't see it with those two. One of the Milli Vanilli cats had locks too, didn't they, Les? Yeah, somebody said that UF had 15 sacks in a Miami game. People be crazy out there. Sermon needs to prove his worth soon. Sermon? Trey Sermon? Trey Sermon be balling. Urban said he never went to. Oh, yeah, dang. Coach Meyer never even been to Athens before. If you were the DC for Georgia, how would you game plan for Pitts from Florida since UGA is struggling with tight ends? How would I game plan? Man, probably some type of bracket coverage. The thing about it is you barely can game plan for the guy. They had him flexed out wide. You know what I mean? Maybe you can identify, you think somebody that could be physical with him at the line of scrimmage. Maybe one of your linebackers move somebody back off the ball that's a line of scrimmage player, try to beat him up at the line and then really concentrate on that way. However, you can't just concentrate on Kyle Pitts because they have one of the best receiving cores in the country. You're going to just leave Van Jefferson and Tyree Cleveland and Trayvon Grimes open. So you're going to have to keep two safeties back, and you're just going to have to hope that these guys don't beat you vertically. And still, I think that you can dedicate more bodies to the passing game, right, with a little bit of bracket coverage, because I don't think they can run the ball. So you may be able to organically stop the run with those guys with like 3 people stopping the run against Florida, a 3-man front crushing the run game, a 3-on-8 run contest, and you still win because they can't run the ball. So yeah, Swain and Hammond too, yeah, for sure. But it's a big difference. I don't know why people keep talking about over the middle. You ain't gonna be some receiver getting off on them like that. It's gonna have to be a tight end. It was the tight end because the tight end was having to try to be guarded by the linebackers. They'll just put on Hammond and Swain. They'll just put Devon Wilson. Pitts is almost unguardable with his grunt height and Evan Ingram speed. And he might be taking it too far. He's not fast like Evan Ingram. He doesn't look that fast to me at all. What he does look is very agile and physical. But Evan Ingram has. You see that touchdown he had on the weekend, like a 60-yard. He was outrunning people, leaving DBs behind. You know what I'm saying, King? You in sniff mode right there. Yeah, he does have good hands. Honestly impressed with Florida. They just got to keep their high school recruits home. Yeah, exactly. Florida can. I don't know what it is, man. I was listening to goofy ass Zach Smith talk about he didn't think that Dan Mullen was a good recruiter or didn't have the chops to be a good recruiter. What y'all think about that? Everybody putting up Evan Ingram. Like, y'all don't look before y'all comment and post. Zach Smith is a hater. Dang, serial abuser. That's alleged, isn't it? We don't know if that man abused his wife. Mullen is weird, for sure. He is weird, but what is weird? But does that mean that he can't recruit because he's weird? He needs to find a young guy that fits his offensive staff. I mean, offensive. Man, I thought they had some recruiters at Florida. One tight end for the 49ers is also burning. This dude came out of nowhere with that. Man, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased or whatever like that. But I thought that Dan Mullen is I don't know. D said Michael Jackson was weird, but he could sing. Exactly. If that man's weird, but can he recruit or not? Does this weirdness make him not be able to recruit? Mullen's quirkiness may come across a little off to some recruits. I guess we can say that, but he's also been around and has some really big time players as well. So some of them may not. But what's the quirkiness? I think that some people get that stuff and then just kind of run with it, and everybody's like, "Well, someone said it, I'll say it too." What's so quirky about the man? Because he likes to wear Air Jordans. Oh God, we got name one NFL player, then people got to keep going off on it. Mike Leach, real weird. He recruits. He ain't recruiting at a top 25 level though. Josh said Mullen ain't showed me weird. Exactly. Where's the? That's what I know. Like people run with like Harbaugh. I can give you. Harbaugh does act a little strange, right? That's my guy, but he does act strange. What is so weird about Dan Mullen? Mullen recruits by handing out blue and orange Jordans. Come on, OJ's white Bronco. He might not really understand the Florida breed though. Dan Mullen. I'm confused by that. They invented they like P. Diddy. They invented the remix at Florida, man. When he came back, that's when Florida started recruiting. When he was there on the staff with Urban Meyer. Harbaugh is weird because he can't stop. Oh, I'm confused. You gotta hit a pause with that, bro. We're talking about Mullen bleeds Gator brand. Skip Bayless wears Jordans. Yeah, a lot of people wear Jordans. I don't understand that. Why can't Dan Mullen wear Air Jordans? I'm confused. And he's at a damn Jordan school. He's a Scientologist from what Starkville folks say. I've never heard this man talk about Scientology. Yeah, there's some weirdo people taking over there, even. Mullen's only weird because he takes mumble rap pictures with recruits with his Jordans and dad jorts. I think some recruits think it's funny, though. I know people be getting on jean shorts and stuff like that, but I mean, everybody be wearing jean shorts. Y'all gotta get off jean shorts, man. Antonio Brown was wearing jean shorts. I bet y'all like that. So he's taking pictures with recruits, and that kind of makes him weird. I'm confused by this. I don't think people are reaching on this one. Harbaugh, I'll give you. J.R. Flash says, at the end of the day, recruits want a coach who knows football and can take them to the next level. Mullen is that. That is true. Where we at? 10 more minutes, and I got to get up out of here. He's always jumpy and hyper in his interviews. I could name a ton of people who jumpy and hyper in their interviews, though. The hell is Herm Edwards? Come on, man. Murph, serious question, though. During the game, why is Harbaugh always bending over, grabbing his knees? Try to see the play. I'm not sure. I don't care why this man is bending over and touching his knees. That's some. You gotta watch yourself, Ross. I'm starting to think that if that beat came on, Ross's real true feelings would come out. Ross be like, I can't help it. Splendid in his tank. Asking why another man's bending over, grabbing his knees. Come on, bro. Glow sticks and everything. Urban may get to Athens on his next post-retirement gig. Dang, that's hard. Can Harbaugh get it turned around at Michigan? Man, I thought this was the year. If he can't do it this year, then what year is he gonna do it? I'm scared. It's not over till it's over though, but I'm scared. But man, it's not looking good. Even Don Brown's defense looking soft. I never ever thought I'd see a day where Don Brown's defense couldn't tackle, couldn't line up correctly. It done bled over into the defense. They got to get Josh Gaddis up out of there. I'm sorry, y'all was up there piping Josh Gaddis. Pause. like he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Y'all ain't never see him court. He's a position coach. Y'all was saying how he was great and all this. Come on, man. Brandon Barnes said, I spilled my drink when he said when that beat come on. Somebody get Hilda Donald out of here. What did he see in Josh Gaddis? Alabama didn't want him. Alabama wanted him, so you lying about that. I remember the interview with him saying how much Saban was extremely mad. They had that talk, and Saban was trying to keep him in there. I remember he was on Jim Harbaugh's podcast. Shea Patterson is not the answer. Can you blame it on Shea Patterson though, man? That offense looks discombobulated. Michigan needs a 5-star QB. Is Joe Burrow a 5-star QB? You just need a QB that can execute. Dude, if he wants to bend up and put his hand on, let him do it. What does that got to do with you, Ross? This taking Splendor to the next level. Ross like, oh. Michigan already has a 5-star QB. Who that? D-Mac? Dylan McCaffrey? In the house, he spit out his drink. Oh, man, Ross. Dang, Ross, why you mentioned that? I ain't want to say nothing about Cordell Stewart, but Cordell Stewart was at the gym that I used to go to, right? That was same gym that Shannon Sharp and a whole bunch of cats went to. Cordell was there. Cordell was a very nice guy. He was a very nice guy. Very jovial. That beat came on in the gym. Cordell Stewart was like, I can't help it. They got us brought over for recruiting purposes only. You don't bring somebody over and make them your offensive coordinator for recruiting purposes. You can hide that man as a receivers coach or something like that. Is that the case? That's goofy. He hit 10 more reps to that beat. D said, tell us more about how nice he was to you, Murph. I mean, he was a nice guy. He was a nice guy to me. He was just a nice guy. Going on, Coach O. Going on with them LSU Tigers, baby. We coming on down in the Bayou Swamp. Way on down in the Bayou Swamp. Michigan can't afford both Taggart and Harbaugh buyouts. Confused. Taggart? Why am I confused on this one? Taggart. Dude, also it was so like who was also? What was it? What was that song? Oh, is that right to that OJ? What OJ saying? Let Michigan know Taggart will be looking for a job soon. Michigan will want Willie Taggart. James Wade coming here. He going hand with his LSU stuff. It's not that type of chat, bro. It's not that type of party, bro. What a wonderful world, as Coach O says. What a wonderful world. James Wade said, respect, homie. Yeah, James Wade, you got to take the temperature of the room, homie. Willie Woodcock. They're going to let it get Mr. Woodcock, the PE teacher in here. And I think to myself, on that Bayou Swamp, gonna get some crawfish, baby. Can't wait to see Trask against a good defense who will mix up coverages and confuse him. Dang, that's hard. That's hard. People don't want to say it, though. 1.5 games, they threw Felipe Franks under the bus hard. His 1.5 games was against Kentucky and Tennessee. Kentucky promptly goes out the next week and gets beat again. Tennessee's trash Dookie. Well, man, people are like, man, that man's 16 times better than Felipe Franks. I'm like, damn, I seen Felipe have to play against Georgia and LSU and Florida State's defense and all kinds of people. Dang, this is a cold world we live in. Orgeron gonna come to an interview with nothing but overalls. Why you trying to play Orgeron out like that, bro? Like he that dude from the water boy that had the overalls. Who was tweaking his nipples and stuff. Trask got to see UGA. Yeah, we're gonna see what he made of then. Madison said he would pay to see Coach OC. You just did, bro. And I think to myself about them crawfish. Georgia, the best secondary in college football. Man, Maurice Miller going out there, Wody. He an Auburn fan too. Dang, Maurice. Turned 21, now he drinking. Coach O coming out with now that's what I call music. Come on. Volume 6. All right, where we at? A couple of minutes left. James Wade says Auburn D-line is for real, though. This man came with stuff that we said like 2 hours and 53 minutes ago. James Wade laid up in the chat with it, baby. Beatles are not dead, says Murph. Why are you so handsome? Beatles are dead, be like, oh, that's my song. Oh, why? Come on, Beatles are not dead. None of that Splendor stuff up in the chat, bro. Or anywhere else. No disrespect to people on that Splendor. Bo Nix is getting a lot of hype. I like Bo Nix, man. I really do like it. I told you before, man, the Bo Nix thing is very much like what Jake Fromm was like a couple of years ago, man. He's getting that work, man. Got to play 2 ranked teams. A lot of these people ain't played one. He already played 2 ranked teams, and neither was at home. Was that at home? The last one? It does always get weird in the final 30 minutes. Hot take: Helinski is better than Nix. Not in that last game. You see Helinski in his last game he played against Mizzou. He threw like 8 interceptions. Come on, D. D said I'm killing him with the Splendor. Hayden in the house. I just joined. What's the talk? The talk is about the stream about to shut off in a second, bro. You late. You're going to have to come back on Thursday. So UGA versus Notre Dame round 2 in the playoffs. That'll be hard. But I don't know if I want to see that again. I want to see some new blood. Gotta see Georgia play Clemson. I gotta see Georgia play Clemson, man. Dang, Notre Dame is cooked. Notre Dame get to play Virginia. Notre Dame gets to play Virginia. Bo Nix at Ellinger. Man, come on. Ellinger's played 400 games. Bo Nix in his 4th game. Come on, OJ's white Bronco. Was there some powder in that Bronco left over? Notre Dame better hope they don't make the playoffs. Wow. Notre Dame came in the Athens, wasn't scared at all. It was in Aggieland, so he playing on the road, and then a neutral site joined in Texas. He all in Texas with it. Bo Nix owns Texas. The state of Texas. Bo Nix is the new Jake Bentley. Dang. That's not hard. Man, Sam King got deleted. He can't say that Ellinger's a fun size team, even though they're literally probably the same exact size. I think they literally may be the same. So it's 6'3", 235. And my man said that about my man said he was the next Jake Bentley, man. That kind of hurt me to the heart, man. What's wrong with you, Alex? James Wade might have came in with the 4 worst questions ever in the history of the chat. Like he just sitting there like, what could I say that's just terrible each time? Like just goofy. Come on, James. We'll talk about a Heisman front runner after 4 weeks and people ain't even played ranked teams yet. Does it count? They're both 6'3". How much do they weigh? Bet you they probably the same exact size. I don't know, James Wade. I want some people to play somebody. Play somebody. I'm about competition. Zorfix says, you a good YouTuber and my cat loves you. Tebow weighs 15 more pounds. What? Kyle Walter says, just recently found your channel. Your analysis is great, and I'm a Georgia fan, but I'm glad you aren't a homer. All right, Madison, I see you, homie. Oh, D wanted the screenshot. That's right. How D gonna want this? This is goofy. D, why D want the screenshot? He's my best friend. He could just come over and take a picture. I almost got my screenshot. What's wrong? You took too long, D? Worst college football fan base. That would be right now Clemson. Clemson people they were the best people on the channel last year, right? A Super Bowl prediction. That might be worse than the somebody give me the top 5 worst questions you can ask Burf at this particular point in time to make him spaz out. Super Bowl predictions, one of them. Heisman is one of them. College football playoff predictions is one of them. Give me some more. Yeah, Clemson fans, super arrogant, bro. Yeah, they timed him out. Outback Bro prediction. That's definitely one of the top 5s. Favorite color. That's definitely one of them. Best 2022 recruit. I would definitely spaz out. How do you feel about Alabama's 2022 class? Murph will spaz out. How good is George Pickens? Murph will spaz out. How do I super chat? Murph gets to spazzing out. Do you think Tennessee beats Bama? Murph gets angry and spazzes out. Why didn't Zamir White play? Murph had one of these. Yeah, I was about to pull one of this on this dude. Like, what you say, homie? Spazzing out. My son is 6. He will be a 5-star QB. I don't know if I'll spaz out about that. He could be telling the truth. J.R. Fly says, who's going to be the Lou Groza winner? I will definitely spaz out. Ross Fryer says, I have a lot of questions that will make Murph mad. You definitely do. Oh, I'm sorry, Hayden. How do you feel about O-line and running back performance versus ND? Oh, man, I thought come on, D. Why you put me out there like that? Why D put me out there like that? I would definitely spaz out if you don't know who Color Me Bad is. Me and D used to kill Color Me Bad out there. D was hitting the I was the baritone John with it. The O-line, man, I thought it was a pretty good performance considering this was the first time that they were going to see that type of talent, right? I thought the running backs did pretty good, right? So everybody's waiting for the 50 and 60-yard explosive runs and stuff like that. But I thought it was a steady Eddie day, right? 8 yards here, 9 yards in this carry, 7 yards, 8 here, 12, 15, Harrion, Swift. It was just good enough. I think it was hard for them to get a rhythm too, man. That damn drop punt, that was terrible. And then my man had the tricky foot, right? He had the tricky foot. Every other punt, he was kicking it 3 yards and stuff like that. So I don't know. It was kind of weird. It was kind of weird in that manner. I think that they could have got a little bit looser, right? I think the run game could have did a little bit better, but it wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. Right? I heard some Notre Dame people saying that they stone cold shut down UGA's running game. I was like, whoa, somebody said that? So I don't know. I'll give it like a B minus. Hey man, don't be laughing at Color Me Bad, man. That's my homies. I met one of them dudes, you know what I'm saying? So you don't know nothing about that. Color Me Bad was our John, wasn't it, D? That said, Color Me Bad was the ish. Cats out there don't know, but what? How you don't know what Color Me Bad is? Oh, here we go again. I'll spaz out if somebody asks me, is Justin Fields better than Fromm? I'll spaz out when Reggie Duval says 10 takeaways from the Missouri State game in our chat. Hayden Parker says Swift ran harder than ever. Anybody notice that? Swift was running hard, man, but he always runs hard. This man up in here talking about the Saints. Man, I hope just me mentioning that doesn't get you blocked, bro. Franco says, who sings My Prerogative? Come on, D. Tell him. My prerogative. You got to take Antonio. Come on, man. What's wrong with you boys? Is it time to go? I would definitely flip out when people say that Jerry Jeudy is better than Jerry Rice. I flipped on one dude who told me that Tua was better than Steve Young. I had my Joan ready too, man. If I was right there, I'd be like, what the hell you just say, sucker? Is there anyone better than Fron pre-snap? Nope. Can't find him. But Phil scored 6 touchdowns in a quarter, Murph. That boy balling. Chaney to blame for Tennessee's downfall. Blame Chaney. No, you got it wrong, Pap. He didn't say that. Oh, why you do that? Oh. He said that it was worse when Mike Tyson was called see, now I can't even freaking remember it. But he had it wrong. It was like when they told Mike Tyson, it's like, well, Mike, it was said that you're both a rapist and a recluse. And he was like, what do you mean? I'm not recluse. He said, well, you got a box cutter. This ain't UPS, but you run up on it then. Run up on the box cutter. I'm not recluse. All right, that it? You ready? Let's get it. We done. No more super chats. All right, let me scroll up, make sure I ain't miss a super chat. I appreciate everyone that super chatted. Thank you, Hayden, for the last super chat. Where we at? Don't look like I missed anything. Did Clemson fan one ever super chat? Somebody answer that question. Coaches on the hot seat. Yeah, I would definitely flip out about that. But you know what I'm saying? If they said that Jim Harbaugh and Willie Taggart were on the hot seat, nothing to flip out about. Somebody asked, do I bet any? Nah, man, I don't be doing that bet stuff. What is the stream schedule? Try to do Tuesdays and Thursdays around 9 o'clock. Somebody asked me, please don't. That's one of them right there. Anybody ask me Swift and ETN, I flip out and I get my box cutter popping. Time to cut you. JR says, thanks for the content, Mirf. Who was that called me Mirf that time? He got the whole world popping. Everybody call me Mirf now. Avon, appreciate you. Thank you for stopping in, and thank you for your super chats as well. Maurice said he about to be on the Patreon after this. Nick Saban on the hot seat. Damn, that's hard. Steph said he'll be seeing himself out now. OJ's White Bronco says, go Gators. 07 Murph. Anything last before we get it popping? Let me see how many people up in here. Damn, I have to go for the gusto. I need 20. I need 20. Thank you, y'all. I'm going to be back on Thursday. We could talk a little bit more. Time for me to go do something else right about now. But I thank you to everyone who super chatted, except for Clemson fan one. Said his mom said he couldn't super chat $1. Know what I think about that, Clemson fan one? If I saw you, I'd be like, you just said, man? Cut that boy. Dude done 200 questions and can't even super chat $1. What's wrong with that dude? All right, y'all. But with that being said, man, your boy is out. But as always, finish it for me. What more can I say? Come on, Les. Les was a little early with it, man. 3, 4, 5. Joshua Payton in there. Ryan Video's in there. Maurice in there. Les Hess. Where we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. K. Lee, Reggie Duval, Steph Okoye, Sound Plug, JR Fly, Carl Walter. Damn, did you say anything in the entire chat? You just come with the top billing. Pat with the top billing to ya. Saying King top billing. What about D? D is the only person that's actually a member of top billing, and he ain't even saying it. D, give me a top billing. Logan Stewart says top billing. Aiden Parker says top billing. Look at Miller says top billing. Damn, D, you got in trouble. What you do, D? Hey, Santee, he's just playing around. That's my literal best friend in life since 9th grade. Come on, D, give me a top billing, man. Yeah, Santee got D. That's bad. Santee be on him like a pit dog. I don't blame him. This is not a highlight channel. This is a film study. There we go. A real top billing man. Hey, D, man, make sure I send you a top billing shirt. You and Dot. Clips will be clips. Did I say that? Will be wrong? No, I said stuff will be slowed down and paused ad nauseum. No, stuff will be slowed down and paused and rewound ad nauseum or something like that. D too busy photoshopping that screenshot right now. Murphy will pull out the blade on the guy asking for a breakdown on San Diego State. Be like, what the hell you just asked me, man? San Diego State? What about to do with the Arizona State 2 chats in a row? I definitely had the box cut on him. Clips will be slowed down, rewound, and pause. Alex got the top billing. Is that 20? Santee with the come on, Santee. You can't do my boy like that, man. He's still in timeout. Damn, D in timeout, probably. All right, that's gonna have to be 20. All right, I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on Thursday. Make sure y'all watch some film, man, so we can really talk about some stuff on Friday. Tell me the games that you guys want to watch, and we can go back and break down certain things, and you can ask me some stuff. All right. Plays will be stopped and rewinded ad nausea. Nausea, damn, you all got my shit all messed up. Why would I say rewinded? I don't talk like that. Rewound. Stuff will be paused, slowed down, and rewound ad nauseum. No full plays will be shown. There you go. Take your ad to a highlight channel. My man Pap got it. All right, y'all. Peace out. Thank you. Boom. Real win. Watch the end, y'all.